But before was the day event, 2 football matches. It was good to see the Power Dynamos legends playing football today. We saw the likes of Tenant Chilumba, who was also stroke coach for the Power Legends. We saw Agre Chiangi. We saw we saw Mwenya Chipepo, current Power coach, Power assistant coach Lenos Makwaza. We saw Elijah Litana, Kalililo Kakonje. With Paymaster, I felt so good when I saw him. It had been so long, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. It was good to see the skills were still there. It's just that the bodies sometimes didn't match. It didn't allow all the energy to come out, but the skills were still there. You played against them, Kufa.
Yes, what a good time to be alive. What a nice time to interact with the greats of Zambian football. You cannot talk about Zambian football without mentioning some of the great names that were in the Legends team today. I mean, you've mentioned of the Elijah Litanas of this world. There was Laughter Chilembi. There was Billy Mwanza.
Yes. Billy Mwanza.
Yeah, there was Stanley in the midfield.
He played well.
Yeah, a lot of them. There was Mapemiti. He came on at some point.
Mapemiti.
Not forgetting Fuayo also played.
Fuayo scored a beautiful goal.
Very beautiful goal. Well placed and well thought out. Yeah, like you are saying, the brains are still there, but the bodies can't take them anymore. And so you could see that they were only using their hearts and brains. That's all. But well, what a good game, and what a good time to celebrate a golden jubilee with all
for Power
the
Dynamos
around. Yeah.
Yes, and Danny was there in the crowd, just like all of us, cheering
I didn't
as
hear
well.
him cheer.
You did
Probably
hear
that's
him.
why I didn't play well.
I cheered Kufa on. When it was just being introduced, I kept on saying, Chabolech!
Kufa, your body is giving up on you as well.
It is. You know, this age thing, you cannot run away from it.
Football brains are still there, but
but the age, the body is no longer there, and so it's just the heart and the brains.
it's just the heart and the brain.
That's all.
You know what, Pius? Kufa disappointed me. Because you know what?
Yes.
Yesterday he posted something on social media. And I got so excited. He was busy warming up with my niece, the little girl, and I was like, okay, looks better. Today, when he was being introduced, I kept on cheering him in the VIP section. I don't VIP talk about Chongo, but I kept on saying, Chabolech. Yeah, 2 touches, then he got tired. I was like, what? But anyway, that aside, I'll just say that it was a good game. Because if you looked at the region team, they had a system. Yes, they could not be able to like push all the way, but they had a way of knocking around the ball.
Yeah.
Unlike CC Madalas. CC Madalas, there were times they were trying to play like individuals.
Exactly.
But with the Legends team, they were playing as a team. They would knock around the ball here and there. And, you know, the way it is sometimes, it's not about playing good football, it's about the goals. Boran is goalie, and the CC Madalas won 3-1. It was very exciting. I was happy to see my good friend Ken Globler in goal. And it was good. And it's good for the guys to come together and interact.
Yes, it was wonderful. You could see all the wonderful interaction.
You know, there was an incident that happened on the pitch. Where I was playing, that's where Coach Wedson Nyirenda was operating from.
Oh, yes.
So at some point, he tells me, hey, your coach is calling you. As I'm looking at the bench to hear what my coach is saying, he gets the ball away. I was like...
Yeah, wonderful day. And the main match, Power Dynamos versus Nkana, entertaining as well. Danny?
Yeah, it was Pius. I enjoyed the part of the senior team introducing the young guys and giving them at least a lot of game time.
Yes.
They've got potential. The young boys have got potential. And one of the notables, I would mention Gibson Shikula's son. The one who patterned.
Yes, I was even asking you that. Is that the son of Gibson Shikiru?
The boy played very well. At least if you're going to be given enough time, probably maybe 2 years from now, those are the guys that will be able to anchor the backline for Power Dynamos.
Yes.
And we enjoyed good football. Nkana started on a high note. They knocked around the ball more often than power. At some point, I think it was about a minute and a half, Power could not be able to touch the ball when Nkana kept on knocking those 1-2s and their fans kept on cheering them. And after that, the coin flipped a bit. Power Dynamo started to get into the system. And the way we keep on talking about this program, it's about goals.
Yes.
At least we're able to see some goals in the second half. And the first goal actually was scored in 54th minute. Then Nkana grabbed the equalizing goal in added time. Just after 90 minutes, the fourth added minute, that's when Nkana grabbed the consolation goal. And Pius, I enjoy stats. Kofa is a good friend of mine and he knows how I love talking about stats. Power Dynamo was at 0 yellow cards or red. Fouls, Power Dynamo was committed about 10 fouls. They had 3 shots on target. Then they only managed to get 1 in. Then they had about 8 off target. Then corners, they had 5 corners. That's for Power Dynamo Spires. Then Nkana had 3 yellow cards. Fouls, they had about 7 fouls. Shots on target, 4. Shots off target, 7. Then they just managed to get 1. So if you look at the overall performance for both sides, they are trying to get shots on target, but most of the shots went off target. So I expect them to utilize this window or this break to polish up their boots so that come next, after the window, they should be able to see more goals.
100%. Yeah, for me, I enjoyed talking to some of the old stars. The game was very entertaining as well for the Coppola Derby. It was also entertaining in the stands because even if it was a friendly match, there were arguments in the stands there, but it was good friendly banter, should I say, between fans. Okay, let me just read through a few text messages which have come through. Remember, text line is 0965 000 877. Same number for WhatsApp, 0965 000 877. And remember, we are broadcasting not only live on 87.7 on the Copper Belt, 96.9 in Lusaka, and 92.1 in Solwezi, but we are also live on Facebook, on the Flava FM platform, and Twitter as well on the Flava FM platform. So do not miss out. We've given you enough chance to choose whichever one you want to use. Even on the internet you can catch us. Just go to the Flava FM website or download the Flava FM app wherever you are in the world. Tell someone you know in China, listen to the football show right now. Good evening, panel. I always follow you since I came from Isoka to here in Kitwe. Never stopped. Danny and everyone, keep the fire burning. Zanaco, Barcelona for life. Mr. BJ within Kitwe. Kamfinsa Mwambona. Oh, Mwambona Limo area. Work well. BJ. Thank you, BJ. Danny, I need a Chelsea jersey. Evening, soccer analyst. Give us an update about Zimbabwe issue. I'm Sanga Chirufia, the Blues family, Pa St. Anthony. The simple answer to that is as it stands, I think Zimbabwe will play AFCON. They are sorting their house in order under the table. So for us, let's just prepare to watch PaTV. Evening wise men, I'm enjoying the best football show on the soil. Pius, please give us a team of first round of the Super League return fixtures. Watch out, Power Dynamos is coming with 12 straight wins and be on top. Power Dynamos for life. Jordan Kweto, Kitwe Luangwa. Actually, that's a very good challenge, gentlemen. Can we leave that challenge for next weekend? For next Wednesday. We come with our top, our team of the halfway stage of the season.
Definitely next week.
Yes. Good evening, panelists. Who is the top scorer as at now in the ZSL? As at now, it's Friday Samu.
It's still Friday, Samu.
It's still Friday Samu. And then this one says, I'm enjoying the great football show, Pamindolo. Big up to all for the good job you are doing. I'm Ronald Jr., Power Dynamos for life. Thank you, Ronald. We had a good time today. We missed you in the stadium. If you were not there, I don't know if you were there or not. Hi, panel. Bakufa, will the games on Friday be on TV by This is Mishek from Kawama.
Yeah, we expect the Prison Leopards Zesco game to be on TV.
A double header, actually.
Actually, since it's a double header, both of them. Yeah. Good evening, panel. Is the transfer window open? This is Isaac from Luansha. Danny, simple answer.
Starting on 1st of January 2022.
Another question: where is K-Star Academy? Nelson Wusakile.
Okay, what?
K-Star's Academy. It's in Lusaka, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Osaka. This is a club that Kalusha was running. I don't know whether he's still running it, but it's not been as active as other small teams. Maybe because their boss is no longer there.
Good evening, Tembo Badani. Where is Arison Chisala? It's Louis Kunda, Nkana Abared, Kalampa supporter, and Man United, Real Madrid from Maposa Mumpundu.
Harrison is still recovering. He's around and is still recovering.
Good evening, panelists. I heard on the panel there was a footballer. He was playing for which team? The other thing is, please follow up the transfers in our league and inform us before opening the league. Stay blessed.
Yeah, Pass, can I just respond quickly to that one?
Yes.
Yes, we have got former footballer in here, but about transfers, like I have kept on saying on this forum, Zambian teams are not transparent. You hear a lot of rumors, but official communication, for you to get it will take some time. So it's very difficult for us to give out TSA information. We would want to give information that is officially announced.
All right. Yes, former footballer Kufa Chipeta, and he was also playing this afternoon.
And he got tired.
After 2 touches.
That's what happens when you run too much. When you're a utility player, like I was, you get tired. Okay, so he was asking which team I played for. Yes. I predominantly played most of my career with Lusaka City Council Football Club. I happened to be the last shoot of players that played in the Premier League in 2002, before I prematurely retired. Not because of injury. I got a job with World Vision International.
Okay.
Yeah, so I played in Division 1 for close to 5 years. I played in the Premier League for close to 3 years. Yeah, so that was pretty much it.
Yes. Good evening, pundits. The girls played very well in Ghana, but we lost. I think he's saying we lost because of the coach. She was putting young players under pressure because it was too much. We don't coach like that when working with young players. This is Coach Lampa Material. Thank you, Coach Lampa Material. I've censored your message a bit. Good evening, panelists. Please help with these players. Which teams are they playing? Namely, Moses Maplanga, John Mwangeni, Jules, I think it's Julius Stumbeko, Mbewe Festus, Enoch Sambumukama, Emmanuel Mayuka, Collins Sikombe, Martin Nzila, Mwila Piri, Jimmy Mukea, Ronald Jr., Pa Kitwe Mindolo.
Okay, just a note on Spires. Most of my plan is still with Nkana. If he has gone somewhere, we're yet to get official communication. Mwangeni, he was with Kansanshi Dynamos. I'm yet to get official communication from that side. Julius, he last played for Lumwana, where he is not too sure. Jim Mukea is still with NAPSA. Enoch is still with NAPSA.
Emmanuel Mayuka.
Emmanuel Mayuka, he was with NAPSA. I do not know whether he's still with them or he has joined another team. Otherwise, there's nothing official.
Last I also heard was
Regarding
NAPSA
to-
as well.
Festus Mbewe was at Arrows some time back. We don't know whether he still plays football.
No, he went to Kansanshi Dynamos
Yeah, he went
under
to-
BC.
Yeah.
After that, Kaya.
Evening Mwemfumu, I just want to thank you for all the good job that you're doing on this program. It is not easy to leave your duties and your families and come and update the nation on the game of football. Keep it up, guys. Vadisi Pabuza, Babuza Land, Nkana and Arsenal forever.
Tototera bagamba.
Indeed, it's passion.
Yeah.
That we come like this, and coming for over 10 years, you're just getting up. Ninewa Victor Chsanga Kuchamboli tule umfuati tukayako Africa Cup tuweve niko.
We'll tackle that issue later on.
Okay. Good evening, panel. Is it a requirement for a team to warm up before a game? Because I remember when we played Egypt in Chedavombwe, they didn't warm up. This is Ken in Solwezi.
Kufa.
Well, warm up is part of football, and you cannot start running those sprints without warming up. So obviously they had their own way or they had their own strategy, but it's not a requirement. It's not mandatory that you should warm up. It's just a requirement for the club. You are not required by law to warm up. So if you decide not to warm up, you go on the pitch, it's still fine as long as the inspection goes on and the referee nods a yes that everything is fine. The game has to kick off.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Congratulations to my team, Man City, for winning Leeds, and good wishes to Zanako Vashchimwemwe Pakawama. Then this one says, good evening, wise men of football. I have a question for you. Is it possible that Zambia can participate in the forthcoming AFCON tournament? I ask this because I saw a post which gave me hope. Help me understand, from Musonda Pakami Complex. This one says, good evening, panel. I'm Simwendo Victor from River. I don't know whether it's the Riverside. Man City will win the EPL and Nkana will finish top 2. Vadani Kajez Kabaresta City, Dhaka 29.
And you got our sponsor to our balance.
Good evening, soccer legends. Just wanted to congratulate my team, Powerful Power Dynamos, for beating GBFC on Friday. Papayas, is the AFCON going to take place or not? Kingsley Wembia from Kwacha.
Yes, it's going ahead.
Yes. Then this one says, evening panelists, is Benson Sakala seeing game time at his new club? Is it true that Ajosa Asanovic is the head coach of Zambia? Secondly, which team will Zambia lock horns with in the qualifiers for the AFCON 2023? Then my other concern is on this guy, Godfrey M. Chikumbi. I don't, I think it's supposed to say, I don't know if he is a journalist or he owns shares in Zambian football, cause he has been causing confusions on the media. He seems to be a kada now that he writes okay, all right, okay. Then this one says, evening panel, lovely show. I always enjoyed every Wednesday. Power Dynamos fan, Sequila from Chimwemwe. Transfers, how are you, wise men? Just wants to know about transfers. Not yet, but almost. We'll be talking about some which are pre-done, but main ones will be after January 1. Good evening, panel, and compliments to the season. How many cups do we have in Zambia apart from the ABSA? Then women's football national teams, are they equally being sponsored as the men's team? And are there any cups for women's football. Tell Vafaz Vakabikeko Cup women's football. Marshall Martin from Chelston, Lusaka. Then this one says, the football analysts, how are you doing? Thanks for the good job. Let me talk about Zambian football, the year, especially our national team this year. Pimani, at least you can read Bemba. Now keep it up. This is Chola Nkalamo. I'm trying, Chola. I'm trying. Okay, I've improved.
Yeah.
Evening panel, the voice of the voiceless. Zambian football will take much time to improve. There is too much corruption from coaches and politics also. Then next message, let me just finish this bunch, then we can go into the meat. Buffalo meat is so sweet. We enjoy it at Christmas. For as powerful power dynamos, we show them how powerful we are. Baby born with teeth, the only team to have won an international trophy. Don't doubt, don't argue, Mr. Oderman Tembo. You know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend. All we need is a top man, goalkeeper, and one central defender. Ninshichapwa. Go, 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 go. Powerful power dynamos. I was born yellow and I'm going to die yellow. One gift as usual. Thank you for one gift for your message. Hello, football gurus. I'm always enjoying listening to your show. May God bless you all. This Mr. Chivolia Davison from Solwezi. Abared. Thank you for Chivolia Davison from Solwezi. Evening, Mr. Pius and the football gurus. But Pius, I agree with what Mr. Kufa said. Going by the number of games we've played at the top of the top teams having 30, 28, I think, goals by standards, that's average. That's where the collapse is in our soccer standards. Even at national level, it can be attributed to Nash Kawuya, Ndeke Changa Changa, and I'm in total agreement with your sentiments and what Kufa said last week. Evening panel, soccer lovers. I like your program. Continue your good work. Long live panel. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year coming. And happy coming New Year, rather.
Thank you.
Bless you all. Thank you. God bless you all. Hi. Okay, no, this message is not for us. It said, hello, my sisters. Okay, nay, this is not for us. This one says, I'm sorry, I enjoy this program. I don't eat before I listen to this program. How is Mr. Tembo? Nkana go. Gyros Spirit. Thank you for Gyros. Good one. Evening, the greatest people. If a job you are doing, I'm feeling, with this job you're doing, I'm feeling good that my team Power Dynamos is fantastic. Had a fantastic game and we are coming up. This is Kelly Pasolwezi. Okay. Good evening, panel. Okay, let me read this one as the last one for now. How are you? I'm really enjoying your show. I really wanted to ask a question. Where are these players? Samo, are you ready, gentlemen? Simon Sikaonga, Kasoma Luawa, Jimmy Zingai, Nesta Lukupa, Kingsley Mukuka, and Wadani. I really want a Man U jersey. I'm Daniel Alfonso Davis, Antonio Valencia, Ryan Bertrand, Julian Brandt, Jadon Sancho, Samir Nokovic, Miguel Muwowo Jr. Are these all your nicknames from Solwezi? Danny, answer the question.
Kingsley.
Samuel Sikaonga.
No, Kingsley went to Kansanshi Dynamos.
Kingsley Mukuka.
Yeah, Kingsley.
Yes.
He went to Kansanshi Dynamos.
Nesta Lukupa.
I'm not too sure where he is right now.
Uh-huh.
Then who's the other one?
Jimmy Zingai.
Jimmy Zingai
Went back to Zimbabwe.
He went back to Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Kasoma Luawa.
Luawa. Kasoma Luawa. Zesco. He plays for Zesco.
Samuel Sikaonga.
Samuel Sikaonga. Stuart Zesco.
Still at Zesco.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I think for now, we've read about 68 messages.
So soon.
Then we can continue. We'll come back and continue. We'll do a catch up session. But in the meantime, let me just take about 6-7 minutes just to offload some results of games played. Any matters arising from these messages which you'd want to touch before we
I think we have addressed almost. The only one that is remaining is Zimbabwe, their status, whether they are going to AFCON or not. Whether this is the right time to respond to that, or maybe there will be another time. But if there's time, we can as well address it.
Because it's not a long issue, so maybe we might as well respond now, because it's a simple.
Yeah, as things stand, the groups were already made. I'm only sharing what Danny shared, I think, which I also knew. When the AFCON groups have been made and announced to the whole world, at that point, there is no team that is allowed from any other part. If one of the teams decides not to go to AFCON, what happens is that the group where that team was supposed to be will now be required to play a kind of a round robin. I think we had a tournament where one of the teams should have been Congo DR, one of the groups where Congo DR was.
Yes.
They remained 3.
Yeah.
And they played like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Same thing with Zambia in 1996. We were in a group with only 3 teams.
3 teams, yeah.
Because Nigeria was banned.
Yes.
Nigeria was supposed to be in our group.
Yes, they decided to pull out of the tournament,
Yeah.
and they got banned.
Yeah.
And as a result, we remained with three teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what that means, therefore,
Same,
is
I think 2010 Angola, there was also one group with 3 teams.
with 3 teams, exactly.
Once the draw is done, there's no turning back.
Yes, and there's no addition that
There's
this
no
one
addition.
finished number 3 in the group. They will now take over the slot for this other team that will not go there. So this therefore means that this debate whether Zambia will go to AFCON or not is closed, because Zambia is not going.
Yeah.
As a result of the groupings that have been done. So I hope that answers the question whether we are going or not. So even if any team drops out, we are not going.
And let me also bring up another dynamic as well, because number one, if a team has to be pushed into AFCON to replace another team, it has to be done before the draw is done. Number two, they don't usually it's not about picking at, because Zimbabwe, for example, Zimbabwe drops out, you get who was number 3 in Zimbabwe group. They look at the best team who has not qualified. Is it Zambia?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes. Yeah. It's the best team who has not qualified. So it could be someone from another group, maybe who got 1 more point than Zambia but didn't qualify.
Absolutely.
That team is the one considered to go. If you look at the situation of Denmark in 1992 was pulled into the Euro, they didn't qualify for the Euro. They failed, but they were pulled in because another team dropped out, and they were the best losers. And they were taken in, and miraculously they even won the Euro.
It.
You know.
Yeah, they had a better statistic than any other team. So, like you are saying, that is only done before the groups are made. The moment groups are made, then there's no team that is going to come, even if 2 teams dropped out of that group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to conclude what you guys have already spoken about, it's so sad that a lot of people are misleading people on social media. It's not right. If you have been in football for a long time, you should know the rules of the game. Because I've seen a lot of write-up by renowned football analysts saying that Zimbabwe is not going. But the bottom line is, Zimbabwe FA and FIFA, they are still talking, and there was a letter that was written this week regarding to their situation, and if they do not put the house in order, FIFA should be able to make a decision come January the 3rd. So if Zimbabwe gets banned, the group that Zimbabwe, they were about 4 teams, they will remain 3 and they will play. The competition will still go on. For Zambia, Zambia is not going to the AFCON.
Yep, and
So I hope that closes now the
and I
the
think
debate.
this should be a lesson to Zambia, that this thing of doing backdoor, we should stop depending on backdoor. We depend on your own way.
Do your own business.
Yes.
Get to AFCON or on your own. Don't pray for others to fail.
Exactly.
Don't pray for. Don't be a devil.
Yes.
Praying for someone else to die so that you go there is being devilish.
Yes, exactly.
Do your own job.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. Yeah, because really, in actual fact, just follow the simple formulas. We need to start winning at home.
That's
I
all.
don't know where in the last 5 years we've just been failing to win at home. That has been our downfall. All this not qualifying to Africa Cup is because of performance in Zambia.
And perhaps if there was a AFCON that we started very well, the one that we just failed to go. We went to we played which team was that? Should have been well the names, but we beat them away.
No.
Mauritania.
Oh, you mean the World Cup? The World Cup, yes. For the World Cup qualifiers, yes. That
When
one we started off.
Beat
That
them
that was a dream start, an away win.
Yeah.
Because by my calculations and simple formula, which I usually give, you need at least one away win
That's all.
to qualify.
And
One
we started
away
like
win,
that.
win all your home games. At least if you draw and yeah, on your way. Anyway, we can talk Zambia the whole evening, and it some people it might raise BP, so stop talking about Zambia for now. Let me just go through some of the results from this past weekend. Let me just take the next 5 minutes. I'll start with Division 3 Copper Belt. Some of the significant results we had. Afri Sport 0, KB Stars 0, Kasompe United 2, Lime Hotspurs 1, Mac'an 3, and Itimpi 0, Gurok Community 1, MCM Spelter 2, Moflira Eagles 1, Ganaton Athletic 1, Chiwempala Stars 1, Nkumbu 1, Ronald Ross 0, Chilabombo United 0, Chifubu Youth 4, Sunflower 1, Youth Kitwe United 3, and Chifubu Pirates 1. Mac'an lead that table with 18 points. KB Stars number 2 on 17 points. Gurok Community number 3, 16 points. And Kasompe United also number 4, 16 points. Then Division 2 Copper Belt is as follows. Score Rangers and Bino. Danny, pronounce it for me.
Bineo.
Bineo. It was postponed because of rains. Quattro Kitwe 0, Tagagan Snipers 0, Young Forest Rangers 1, Police Blue Eagles 2, Muflira Police 2, Young Wanderers 0, Zampton Celtic 0, Misenshi Blue Stars 0, Kalushi Zebras 0, Zesco Red Phase 0, Chambeshi Youth 2, Ingwe 2, Impala 1, Chifubu Bullets 4, Chilabombwe Sundowns 0, Chimwemwe Chiefs 1. Top 4 in Division 2 Copper Belt. Quattro Kitwe lead 24 points. Police Blue Eagles 24 points. Chifubu Bullets 22 points. And Tagagan Snipers 21 points. Okay. Division 1 Copper Belt is as follows. Zambezi Portland 0, Mutondo Stars 0, Muflira Blackpool 2, Konkola Mine Police 0, Rainbow Rangers 2, Young Nkana 0, Luansha United 0, Young Njanga Rangers 0, Lubambe Community 1, Muflira United 0, Copper Belt Buffaloes 1, Nil Kath 1. Kalulushi Modern Stars 1. Chingola Leopards 1. Young Power Dynamos 2. Ndola United 1. Chingola Blue Stars, Police Blue Stars 1. Roan United 0. Top 4, Mindolo Stars 25 points. Kalushi Modern Stars 24 points. Rainbow Rangers 24 points. And Chingola Police Blue Stars 23 points. Notables which some people might be interested in: Young Nchangia Rangers number 6, 18 points. Muflira Blackpool number 8, 16 points. Roan United 11, 15 points. Chingola Leopards 13 points. Young Power also 14 with 13 points. Young Power not doing well, and Young Kana in relegation zone with 11 points. Sadly, as well, in this same league, Konkola Mine Police 16 with only 9 points from 12 games. What happened? 5 years ago, they were in the top flight. Okay, so we can move on to Lusaka Division 1. Lusaka Division 1, we have as follows: Sable Bulls 0, Airport Warriors 4, Riflemen 2, Shamuel 1, State House 3, Paramilitary 1, National Assembly 1, Vector 0, Young Napsa 0, Nampundwe 1, Misisi Youth Academy 1, Young Zanako 0, Atletico Lusaka 2, Lusaka City Council 1, Happy Hearts 0, Chainda Bombers 2, Chilanga Stars 0, Chirundu United 0. Top 4 in Lusaka are Riflemen, top with 27 points. Young Zanako number 2, 20 points. National Assembly 3, 18 points. And Chainda Bombers 4 with 18 points. Interesting other ones of note: Atletico Lusaka. I'm interested in them being an up-and-coming academy. They are number 5 on 17 points. LCC, Kufa's former team, 7 on 17 points. Young Napsa, 13 with 12 points. I think those are some of the notables of old. Eastern Province Division 1. Young Nkwazi, Neo, Katete Rangers 2, Smiling Kids, Neo, Panza, Neo, Chipata City Council 1, Zesco Chipata 1, Nyampande Kumawa 1, St. Francis Neo, Imena Golden Stars 2, Cinder United 2, Prison Leopards 1, Real Mpezeni 1. Then Malambo United 4, Chadiza United 2, Katete United 2, Petaoka United 0. Then Lundazi United versus Nyimba United was postponed. Katete Rangers lead Eastern Province with 31 points. Zesco Chipata 2, 27 points. Young Nkwazi 3, 19 points. And CCC, Chipata City Council, with 19 points as well. Then in Southern Province, this is my last before we look at Eden University. Blue Arrows 1, Casco Rangers 0, Zesco Victoria Falls 1, Mamba Energy Stars 1, Eastlands versus Kalomo Jetters postponed. Maramba 0, Maramba Stars, and Young Muza 0. Chikankata Diggers 1, River Plate 1, though this game was abandoned. Young Pirates 0, Plate Forward 2, Bats FC 0, Monze and Monza United 1, also abandoned. Global Tac Investment 0, Red Lions 1, Seed United 0, Sinazongwe United 0. And in Southern Province, Blue Arrows top with 26 points. River Plate 2 with 25 points. Plate Forward 3 with 21 points. And Casco Rangers 4 with 20 points. Before we look at Eden University results, Danny, you've got Eden University results for us.
Let me check Pius. Let me just check quickly. Supposed to have them somewhere.
If my mind serves me correctly, I've got a few in my head.
Yes.
Yeah, it was Police College 0.
Though, okay, no, it's okay. I'll test your knowledge. Although I've got them here, but okay. I'll test your knowledge. But before we look at that, I just wanted to say at least of these Division 1 results which I read, there were 2 abandoned games, so it means they were played, but no 3-0s for not showing up. So much better weekend.
Yeah, it was. And when you are going to have games like that, then you know that teams are fulfilling fixtures, regardless of the cost involved. Which is why sometimes we've been asking that, look, the Eden University League is equally a competitive league. Why can't FAS come up with a strategy where they can introduce a trophy there, so that it becomes a bonus for these teams? Trust me, they have to cover long distances. Some of them longer than the distances they cover in the Premier League. Imagine Livingston Pirates coming from Livingston going to Trident.
Oh yes, to try. Yes,
you see that
all the way.
That's a very long distance.
So you need 2 days.
You can imagine
break up that journey.
Exactly. And what is the cost implication of traveling? So all those things, those are costs that somehow can be cushioned by introducing a trophy, even 2 trophies for that league. I think it will help. If you don't want to do that, then can we have a trophy maybe for all the Division 1 teams? Maybe somehow it can help. Other than the way it's done, it's like you play for nothing. The only thing that you play for is to get promoted to the Premier League. That should not be the case. That should not be the case. No wonder you see that there's not much competition. During my time, I've always said this. We had players that were playing in Division 1, but they were donning the national team colors. There was competition then. And because at that time there was Mossy Cup that was starting from all the other ranks, so it was easy for teams to compete. And some of the good players, including Kenneth Dimwene, they were the product of Mossy Cup.
Yeah.
You see that? We had a few other trophies, but over time, we cannot be playing just one trophy, the whole country. I think this is where now we are saying, where are the marketers in FAS? What are they even doing? Why do you even employ them to just go and put all those banners in the stadium? Is that what you call marketing? I expect better from these marketers, not just to be lazing around in those offices. They need to find business. They need to ensure they bring stakeholders on board. At least solicit for trophies. Not to like Kalafe Vale no afetik FAS school.
Yeah, Kufa, let me just add up to what Pius, let me just add up to what Kufa said before I give out the results for Eden University. Andrew Kamanga, when he was vying for the presidency, one of his promises was to increase number of trophies on the Zambian league or market. But up to now, we've still got only 2, APSA and the league.
So, we don't even count the league.
We don't count Charity Shield?
No, Charity Shield, no.
That's not a trophy, it's a shield.
Got money.
It's a shield, and whose money is not even something we can talk about. No, actually, because it does not really benefit the 2 teams that played. Yeah, all the proceeds go to charity.
All the proceeds goes to the charity through the patron. Patron will be able to decide which orphanage will be able to receive the monies. So what we're trying to say is, let's do the right things, Pass. If you promise to do something, do it correctly. Kufa is right to hammer the marketing department, but even them, they will start pointing at the head. So the president made a promise, and people are still waiting for that promise. Where are the other trophies? You talked about increasing the monies. We have seen a little bit of increment here and there, but what of the trophies? We want our league to be more exciting and more competitive, because for us to tap in the raw talent, it's because of the same trophies that Kufa is talking about. Mossy Cup, PP Top 8, Colgate Palmolive, etc. There you could be able to tap raw talent and bring them on board. But now it's very difficult because they're just concentrating on 2 leagues. The Eden University and the Super Division. So meaning you are being restricted for you to look at other talent. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. Let me give the results bias, especially that Marenja won.
Before you, I've got an addition. We talked about no 3 zeros for non-fulfilling of fixtures, but we had 2 abandonments in Southern Province from the results which I just read. Usually abandonments come from disagreements because of poor officiating. Again, officiating seems to be an issue at all stages, isn't it?
The only abandonment I learned of was the Young Green Eagles versus City of Lusaka, which was as a result of the rains. And the game was played the following day, around 9 hours, and I think Green Eagles won that game. That was the only abandonment I heard of. I can't remember which other one. Maybe you can just give it to us.
I read in Southern Province there were 2 results which I gave out which had abandonments.
That was the Provincial League.
Provincial League.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was Chikankata and River Plate and Bats FC and Monza United. Those 2 games, though they had results, were both abandoned. The reasons are not given, but usually abandonments, 90% is bad officiating, isn't it?
Exactly. Perceived bad officiating.
Perceived bad officiating, yes.
Yeah. So those are some of the things that again have to be dealt with, because at the end of the day, a decision will have to be made. But then before a decision is made, who caused the abandonment? What were the reasons and all the stuff like that? But then it's not just right that we should be having abandonments at any level. It's uncalled for. Just like we should not be having walkovers.
Yes. Okay, Danny, over to you. Eden University results.
Definitely bias.
For us.
I'll start with the most important results. The most important result.
Just because Nchanga won.
Listen very, very, very carefully, Kofa. Nchanga Rangers 3, Kaisa 0. Nchanga Rangers 3, Kaisa 0. Police College 0, Kito United 2. Jumulo FC 2, Young Green Buffaloes 0. Lumwana Radiants 1, Lopla Green Eagles 0. Young Green Eagles FC 2, City of Lusaka
City Yamoto
1. This is the game. This is the game that was played for 2 days, like Kufa alluded to. Yeah. Because of the heavy downpour, the game had to be stopped, and it continued the following day. And Young Green Eagles managed to beat City of Lusaka 2-1. Mufira Wanderers 1, Zesco Malaiti Rangers 0. Napsa Stars 0, Gomes 1, Trident 3, Livingston Pirates 2, Quattro Kalumbila 1, Muza FC 1. For the sake of those that have just joined in, maybe Mapsako important result. Nchanga Rangers.
Bravo.
Nchanga Rangers 3, Kaisa 0. Those were the results, Pius.
Thank you, Danny. What stood out for you in those results, Kofa?
I covered the game between Mufira Wanderers and Zesco Malite Rangers. These are both teams that going into the game were in the red zone of the league. Okay, Maite should have been 15th. Zesco Malite Rangers was 18th at the time they are going into the game. Well, the game for me, it was a good game. Both teams played very well. Of course, the pitch was waterlogged, and it affected Zesco Malite Rangers because they were sleeping. Even the goal that Wanderers scored actually was as a result of a spill from the goalkeeper as a result of the ball that was slippery. They played very well, but I want to talk a little bit outside the game. You know, I sat with I was consulting with one of the players from Zesco Malite Rangers. This is a team that I want to ask if Zesco United CEO and the executive are listening, please start supporting this team. First and foremost, they had a team in Mongo. Should have been Zesco Shockers. That team got demoted from the Eden University. it was because of lack of proper support. Here support, I'm not just talking about jerseys, you give them jerseys. No. Yes, much as that is very important, there is also other logistical needs that a team requires. You cannot let a team like Zesco Malite Rangers go down again just the way you allowed Zesco Shockers to go down. That is very wrong. I think they also, at Zesco United, they need people that have passion to run the team. Otherwise, I think they are really not getting things right. You have these teams that you call developmental teams, but you're not getting players from there. And then you put a clause, a policy clause, that look, for any player to leave this team, they have to go through the Zesco United setup. That is wrong. That is wrong. Do you know that Collins Kombe came from Zesco Malite Rangers? Mm-hmm. But because there was no that policy, so it was easy for him to go to another team. So why are you blocking these players that have a future? If you know you're not going to use these players, leave them, let them join other clubs. But we are saying support these teams. You're not doing enough to support this team. The treasurer, I don't know whether he even knows that these players need to eat. These players need to, there's no way a team can be lodging without payment. That is not right. We are saying, can people that are running Zesco United have a heart for these developmental teams? You cannot continue like that. For Mighty Mfraya Wanderers, yes, they came to the party. They were playing at home. They tried to dominate play here and there. They got the midfield, and because they got the midfield, it affected so much the playing pattern of the Zesco Malite Rangers. But over and above, it was a very good performance. When I looked at those teams in the red zone of the league, I said, there's no football here. But when I sat on pitch side, I was very impressed with the standards of football that was being played by both teams. And
Malite Rangers is
for
them they've got actually a bigger history. They've got a big history, a longer history, not bigger in sense of trophies, but longer history than even Zesco United.
They were there before Zesco United.
They were there before.
They were
yes.
called Malite Rangers. A lot of people played there.
Yes, exactly.
And you cannot leave a team with such big stature to go down. And you see, when a team is traveling, a team like Malite Rangers, just when people see the badge Zesco, all they know is everything is good, everything is fine. But you find that there's a lot of things that are not fine. And if Zesco United executive, you are listening, please can you sort out that mess? You're killing that team. I know my very good friend, he should be the chairman, Katuta, Denovan Katuta. He's really doing enough. He's a good friend. He's got passion for football.
Katuta we were playing football with?
Yes, he's the chairman for that team. Okay. But he's not getting the support. They're not getting the funding on time. And that is affecting the way the team is supposed to perform. So for them to be at the basement of the league, it's not like they're a bad team. They don't have the support.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny, what stood out for you?
Definitely, I'll go with Jumulo Young Green Eagles, Young Green Buffaloes pass. It's a game that I watched at Garden Park, and the difference between the two sides was Jumulo, they have the endurance, and they've got a young team as compared to Young Green Buffaloes. Young Green Buffaloes, they've got the experience, but the team cannot keep up the momentum for 90 minutes. When the two sides started the game, Pius, Young Green Buffaloes, they were using a formation of 3-4-3. Then Jumulo went with 4-4-2. And the moment Jumulo scored, the technical bench comprising of Felix Jetli Katongo, who's there now physical trainer, pressed the panic button. They started shuffling around the cuts and ended up messing up the shape of the team. Passing no time, they conceded a second goal. And when I looked at the way the players were positioning themselves, they never had a shape. But for Jumulo, they kept up the shape and the momentum. And George Kapemba seems to be doing a good job. And I would applaud the EXCO for Jumulo for bringing on board Nobo Walia, former physical trainer for Power Dynamos. He has done a good job. You could see that the boys are really pushing and the endurance levels are superb. But I would only want to urge Jumulo that as they get into second half of the season, it's going to be a different ball game. Players need to be motivated. Technical bench needs to be motivated. How you motivate them? Yes, we would say you pay them, but you need to be looking at teams that you're facing. If you're going to face a team like NAPSA or Lumwana, those guys, they get good monies. So your players, you need to at least to try by means to motivate them in a certain way so they can give you positive results. Otherwise, so far they've done very well. And from the 4 games that Kapema has been in charge, he has managed to win all the 4 games. So keep it up. Well done.
All right. So other results, I think, of note, which we can look at from the Eden University, are results that were basically affecting the ABSA Cup. NAPSA, were you shocked, Kufa, that they lost to Goms in a very crucial game?
Yes,
should I say?
I was
Though
shocked.
they were through to ABSA,
Yes.
you were shocked.
Yes, I was shocked because here it's not the issue of ABSA Cup. It's the issue of the league. If you are going to win and be on top with comfortable points, there's less pressure when hard games begin to come. And even when your players are not at their full best, you discover that the team will have less pressure and they can easily manage to stabilize the ship and still be able to continue. But the moment you are going to let those that are close to you close the gap in terms of points, then the pressure is on you. And this is where NAPSA is going to find themselves. They were leading quite comfortably. Now they are only leading by a point. And if Lumwana beats Kitwe United, a game that is going to be played in Lumwana, then they'll be supplanted on top. Lumwana gets on top. Then the pressure would have even increased. Why do you want to let the pressure? And you are talking of Goms. Goms has not actually been winning games. Then you allow them to beat you like that. I think, but then that's the name of the game. Sometimes you lose the games that you never thought you'd lose. So it's also kudos to Goms, especially that they were a good team, but they just slumped down a bit. We expect them to pick up points.
Danny, Kitwe United, a crucial away win to Police College. It was Alderman Tembo, I think last week, who was saying they are good on the road.
Yeah, Kitwe United, if you have been able to follow them, they play very well away from home. Maybe it's because of less pressure on their shoulders. Because whenever they're playing games at home, fans expect them to put up an excellent performance and also win. So that tends to get to their heads, and players fail to handle that pressure. But overall, if you look at Kitwe United, they have the experience. Look at their technical bench. There's Albert and Pande there, and other guys who know what it means to play in those divisions, and they know what it feels to play in the Premier League. So I expect them to continue with the same momentum. But the only issue with Kitwe United is when the team gets into the Premier League bias, never tabari konishbara sokoloka. They would want to come on board and confuse things. That tendency should come to an end. Let the ones who are suffering the team right now be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor. You don't want to labor with the team, but you want to enjoy the fruits. Definitely, your conscience should not even allow you. So if you are listening to this program, you're not with the team when they need you the most. Don't be with the team when they bounce back in the Premier League. As simple as that.
Just to emphasize what Danny is saying, most of the people have always been going into football for money and not really to go and save. No wonder whenever a team is doing fine, everyone else wants to be attached there. Add the confusion that they want to bring. Eventually, when the team goes down, then everyone else all of a sudden is busy. They can't attend games. It's because when they're in the Premier League, every travel they make, these officials actually sleep in most expensive rooms than the players.
Absolutely.
They earn more money than the players in most cases. Mm-hmm. Because for them, just sleeping in that room, you are getting paid. You are eating free food. You have free transport. And so it's not fair that you should only show your nose when things are okay. When things are not fine, you want to hide everywhere and pretend to be busy. It's not right. Let those that can run football. If you know you cannot run football, just because you are the one that has to sign the last check, you should not be there. Sign the check. You have to be professional and let the team play.
Bravo.
Didn't you go into money for football yourself, Kufa?
No, Pius,
Even in Kasama.
No. In Kasama,
you were just giving away free money.
In Kasama, I was giving free money. There were times that I've been called, the team has no money for lunch. I have to fork out the money I need to use for my fuel to feed the team. There was so much sacrifice. So for us, football is passion. Because we've played it, we know what it means to go home without a salary or a bonus. We know what it means to go for training without a meal. We did it for passion. But then we don't want these others to undergo whatever we underwent, because we have been there. So let's be their voices. We speak for them.
Okay.
At some point at LCC, we went 12 games without getting paid, but we were winning.
But you were winning.
The coach just said, 12 games, we never got paid. And Elo Shai Shirenomba Shiri Giadi. My goodness, there was serious parties.
Toto Bonanza.
Those days there was Chibuku. That was what was trending.
Danny, comment on Changa Rangers. A very good win.
Yeah, it was a very good win. But past, like we keep on saying on this fora, it's about consistency. When you're expecting Changa Rangers to perform very well, they end up disappointing you. But if they're going to continue the same momentum of picking up points, especially at home, then they're on the right path. Away from home, if you play against a big side, a draw, if you manage to get a win, that's a bonus. But overall, it was a good win for Rangers, and I expect them to continue the same momentum. Yes, you're on a Christmas break, but doesn't mean that you need to go partying. No. It's a time to put your acts together. Look at your loopholes. Look at where you need to reinforce. Look at where you need to motivate players and ensure that you've got a good game plan. Because every game will be different, mind you. Second leg or second phase of the league will be a total different ball game.
All right. So looking at no significant fixtures to talk about this weekend, because we'll be looking at the next fixtures being... just catching up fixtures, should I say, to equalize games in the league. I know there's Lumwana Kitwe United. Danny?
Yeah, well.
Lumwana Kitwe United?
Yeah, that will be the game that we play tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes, 15 hours in Lumwana. And that game is very, very important for both sides. If you look at the log, if Lumwana manages to win, definitely they get a slot in the APSA. Kitwe United manages to win, they're likely to also get at least a slot.
I'm looking at the table, and basically what the table is telling me, as at right now, we already have the 4. The game between Lumwana and Kitwe United will not be of any significance, because FC Muza, okay, should I say the teams below, Jumulo needed a big win to oust FC Muza, because FC Muza are number 4. Rather, should I say, I'm wrong. I'm thinking of the top 4 in the Indian university. It's 2, the top 2. NAPSA are through. Whether they like it or yes, we established that last week. NAPSA were already through last week. So the slot tomorrow will basically be like a final. So Lumwana versus Kitwe United, because Lumwana are number 2, Kitwe United are number 3. If Kitwe United win, like Danny said, they go through. If Lumwana win or draw, they go through. Yeah. So we are going to witness a very good game, I think. Tomorrow we'll see how this is going to pan out, but somebody is going to cry at the end of the day.
Definitely. Winner Azadira.
Winner Azadira. Okay. So as far as the Eden University table goes, Zesco Malaiti sit at the bottom of Eden University with 13 points. Police College number 17, 15 points. Livingston Pirates 16, 15 points. Kaisa 15, 16 points. Muflira Wanderers 14, 18 points. Luapula Green Eagles 19 points at number 13. Gomes 12, 19 points. 11 Quattro Kalumbila 19 points. Young Green Eagles number 10, 21 points. 9 Young Green Buffaloes 21 points. 8 City of Lusaka 22 points. 7, Nchanga Rangers, 25 points. 6, Trident, 28 points. 5, Jumulo, 29 points. FC Muza, 29 points. Number 4, Kitwe United, number 3, 29 points. Lumwana, number 2, 31 points. And Napsa, number 1 with 32 points. A quick one before we leave the Eden University. Kufa, goals scored. I'm looking at rather. Oh, let me not even talk about goals scored. 32 points. Is that a decent point tally after 17 matches for the top of the table? Lumwana, 31 points out of 16 so far for for Napsa with 32 points. Lumwana 31 points. Kitwe 29 points. There's same disease. Premier League, same
Premier
disease in Eden University.
At week 17 or after 17 games, the probable number of points, if you have done so well, is supposed to be 52, if I'm not mistaken.
51.
51, yeah, 51.
Yes.
Okay, so, okay. Let's say you have dropped some points. You should be somewhere around 40, 45. Going upwards. If you are still below 40, then there's no consistency.
I agree.
There's no consistency. And that makes a league not competitive.
But weak.
It's a weak league where everyone can win. Gomes can go to NAPSA, wire NAPSA, come back, go to police college, be wired. That's inconsistency that we're talking about. So I expect competition and not what we are seeing. The number of points there are not really helping us.
Okay. Yeah. So just before we go into the Premier League, let's just acknowledge Latat Cafe, who made our cake last week for the football show. We enjoyed the cake.
It was nice. It almost forced my daughter to follow me because
she thought
now she was busy crying, wanting to follow Daddy because I'm coming to get another cake. In her sense.
Yeah, you just pass through Latat Cafe and get some cake.
I need
the Latat Cafe is found at shop number 3, Chisua's Emporium on Central Street in Kana East.
They've got very nice cakes.
Very nice cakes, actually.
Very nice cakes. I'm not blowing their horns.
Right now,
what I've tested.
Right now they're doing some Christmas cakes. If those who want to buy Christmas cakes, you can go to Latat Cafe and pick up Christmas cakes.
I hope Martina is listening.
They do burgers, wraps.
Because I'll call her after the show so that I start making arrangements for my
cake. Make arrangements. They are doing chicken and chips, sausage and chips, pies, samosas, platters, and like we've been talking about, cakes for all occasions, catering for corporate functions, weddings, birthdays, kitchen parties, and also for those who love ice cream. Ice cream is available. Donuts available, cupcakes, cake slices, and remember Latat Cafe is open from 8 to 20 hours and on Monday to Saturday, and on Sunday 10 hours to 19 hours. Okay, so let's move to the Super League, but let me just catch up on a few messages to see what people are saying. Let me start with WhatsApps. I've got a few WhatsApps here. This one says Kitwe United at Nkana, they have something in common, and that lady at Kitwe United on the media team, she's doing nothing. Okay. This one says good evening, our best analysts in Zambia. I've been following this program since 2017. I really love this program very much. I am the only one who supports Manchester United and Barcelona. We are the same. This is Innocent Sachingenji. I hope you also support Power. Manchester United, Barcelona, and Power.
Barcelona, what did we win last night?
Boy, let's talk about Power Dynamo's 50th anniversary. Good evening, panel. I would like to express my displeasure with the levels of indiscipline portrayed by the uniformed teams, especially players from Nkwazi. The guy red carded against Kansanshi and GBFC generally. Is there no retrospective punishment given after the post-match review? From anonymous fan, our yellow all the way. Then this one says, I feel Zesco United should emulate the authority and leadership being exhibited by the Arsenal boss. Then this one says, hello there, evening plan. I think is evening panel. It's me, Adams, in Usakile, by Pius and by Danny. I'm still waiting for my Manchester United jersey. Okay, thank you, Adams. Good that you've been in touch. We are still making plans, Danny, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Evening, soccer gurus. Any player transfer news and rumors, soccer fans in Kitwe. Then this one says, I'm Chansa from Flava. Good evening, panel. This task is directed to Mr. Tembo and Mr. Pius Mambo. To tell the listeners which team considered the most goals, the team that scored the most goals, the team that accumulated the most points, and the team which has the best defense in the last 10 years from the Super League. I thought you just talk about this season. 10 years. Okay, we can see. We can. Okay, the statistics are there. We can see. Evening, gents. Are there going to be any league games this week? Tukatambire chari mopantu. This COVID kutivalesha ukutamba. We love football. Lastly, I want to thank you all for your efforts and analysis to give us you give us on this forum. This is Hector from Chamboli. Thank you, Hector. Hi. Okay, no, this one is not for us. It's saying hi, about DJ. This one says, good evening, wise men. I am listening live from Solwezi town. I am Mulenga. Evening, Pius. And I'm a consistent listener from Livingston via the Flava FM app. Pius, Barcelona jersey can do. Thank you. All the way from Livingston. Great. Powerful Power Dynamos is my team for life. My blood has changed yellow. This is John Kalombo Kakolo in Kitwe. Okay. A few messages here. This one says, good evening, panel. Is it true that Jesse Were is leaving Zesco? This is Mishek Kapepe from Riverside. Danny, is it true?
Yeah, boy. His contract is coming to an end 31st of December 2021.
And they have not shown any interest to renew it.
Yeah, and mind you, Jesse Jackson Were managed to hit over 100 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah. I'm Kelvin from Solwezi. Nkana and Man U for life. This Absa Cup is ours. Kalampa Abared. Then happy birthday, Powerful Power Dynamos. Happy 50th anniversary as Abaloelela, Ababusaka, Ababola, Abayelo. Thank you to our noisy neighbors for celebrating with us. We love you, Bankana, very much. For you, Sikomo, one gift known as Abayelo from Kawama Kitwe. Yes, we have to acknowledge Nkana for celebrating with us. Who else can, us who love Power Dynamos? Good evening, wise men. Tule mi konka, wino, vasa. Nice show. I'm Shembea Joseph, popularly known as Vashiema, Pariscos Township. Work well, Zegamambo for life. Thank you. Then this one says, please help me and clarify Basil rumors going to Simba. Is it true? Danny?
Rumors will always
be rumors.
And expect rumors, especially when you get into the transfer window. Rumors will keep on coming.
Which division is National Assembly FC? I am Kampamba from Riverside. I read out the results for Lusaka Division 1, Provincial Division 1. They are in Lusaka Provincial Division 1 at the moment. Hey, Pano, where is Chisala Harrison and what is happening to him? Patrick Pa Luangwa Nkana for life.
Yeah, we spoke about that pass.
He's still recovering from an injury.
Keep it up, Kalampa Abba Red. Merry Christmas, Red family. Then this one says, good evening, legends. Just want to congratulate my team, Powerful Power Dynamos, for beating GBFC on Friday. But Pius, is the AFCON going to take place or not? This is Kingsley Wembia from Kwacha. Yes, it is as at now.
I think you read that one.
Yes. Another Wednesday. Good evening, football gurus. Some Nkana players don't deserve to don on the red shirt. Who is going between Tole and Mbola? That Tole guy needs to improve a lot. Mutale from Kafue Park. Compliments of the season, gentlemen. I'm enjoying your program. What has the new Minister of Sport and has on the table to promote Zambian football? This is Kuvea Kenny from Mpongwe. I'm farewell, Pakawama. I want to know about our Zambia national team coach issue. Okay, we'll talk about that. Good evening, panel. I love your analysis. Keep it up. To my team Nkana FC, we are appealing to the management to buy some strikers and defenders if we are if we were ready to finish at the top four. This is Chris Mijelo Bashidi from Zantan. This one says Egypt on that day in Chinabombwe were observing Ramadan, so they ate nothing there. They didn't want to lose energy. Thank you, thank you. Yours, Elijah M. Chiemboka. Oh yes, the day of the day they didn't warm up. Okay, I think we can continue. We can come back to the messages. Let me read just one more. Good evening, panel. I would like to express my displeasure on the level. Okay, no, I think this one came as a WhatsApp as well. Okay, all right. Okay, so as we go into the Zambian Super League, we've got, and this is where now we'll look at the top four in the Super League and we see where we are with regards to who is qualifying for the ABSA Cup. But as before we leave Eden University, just a bit of statistics. The best and highest scorers in the Eden University is not the top of the league in NAPSA Stars. It is Kitwe United. They have scored the most goals with 23 goals scored this season at this halfway mark. If they win tomorrow, score more goals tomorrow, they'll even go further. Then goals conceded. It's not even the bottom of the league team. It is Luapula Green Eagles, who are number 13. They've conceded 24 goals, the most goals conceded. But the best defense, Jumulo, who are sitting on number 5. They've only conceded 10 goals. I think their deficiency is scoring because against 16 goals which they've scored. So if Jumulo had scored somewhere around 20, they would probably be top of the league right now.
Yeah.
Because they seem to be doing
this
well
is the inconsistency
at the
we
back.
are talking about, Pius. Look at Trident. Trident went 7 games with draws. Most of them were 0-0 draws.
Imagine.
So it's the inconsistency at the end of the day.
And after Pedro goes, yeah. Okay, now let's before we even start the Zambian Super League. I just want to acknowledge we had a bereavement. I don't know whether you gentlemen knew Kemi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and he was working installer with DSTV, doing his own business, and I was with him on Monday. We were together in the morning at Mukuva Mall. We met there. We were chatting about power dynamos and whatnot, and then at lunchtime I met him downstairs. So yesterday, when I came into town, that's when I was told that he has left us. I was like, how? But I was with him yesterday, not even once, twice. You know, it's sad that we have
It's a big blow.
lost that gentleman. And this last week, it's like we've talked a lot. When we lost Tunkana, he called me. When we GBFC, we beat GBFC, we talked, and then it's just gone just like that. So as also Power has lost a fan there, may his soul rest in eternal peace.
Absolutely, Pius, and not forgetting Professor Samson Tembo.
Yes, Professor Samson Tembo. I was also shocked to discover that he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He was also a very passionate Nkana supporter.
Yes.
And may the departed souls of our beloved ones rest in eternal peace.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Friday we had matches in Power Dynamos versus Green Buffaloes, and Power Dynamos 2, Green Buffaloes 1. It was a tight affair. I thought Power was in control of that game until Buffaloes. Good goal by Friday somewhere out of nowhere.
It was a good goal.
You know, very
that goal
sharp and alert.
Was as a result of
a mistake,
panic in the defense.
Yes.
Anyway, I think I can pick this one. I'll not start from the game first.
Yes.
I want to start from the supporters. You know, I was so excited when I saw GBFC supporters coming. I think I called one gentleman. He seemed to have been close to the supporters. Before the game, they were singing like the game is already on. I was shocked when the game started. They were all quiet, and this I've noticed it amongst so many teams in the Premier League. And I want to tell the supporters, if you are listening and you're in the supporters club, you need to know that the time your team needs you the most is when you are down.
Yes.
Not when you are up.
I agree.
They even literally packed the drums. And most teams pack the drums. Then they join maybe in just shouting and not discouraging the players. Your job as a supporters club member is to give morale to your team when the chips are down. So vasupporter mungu mfikishe sana. If you don't know your job, bwilaisa kono ngoma kuchibanza. When I was at Shinde Stadium on Sunday, the drums played literally the whole 90 minutes. I almost joined in dancing, forgetting that I was wearing a suit. Because I was just so thrilled with the music. But then, these Premier League teams, I've seen this at Power, I've seen this at Nkana, I've seen this at Zanaco, I've seen this at Zesco. So,
even for Zambia,
your job is to be there when the team is down. Not when the team is up, everyone is supporting. Your voice is hardly heard. But when your team is down, beat the drums like actually, you have never done.
What happens is, when things are okay, people are okay. When you concede, no, that's when it goes quiet first, then inside.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to be misunderstood.
It's the usual trend.
But that's the truth. That's the truth. They will insult these players like no man's business. It's like that's not the reason you're going to the pitch for. Come on. You're going there to support your team when they need you the most. Not to insult. And at times we have actually seen these supporters throwing things on the pitch, especially the same guys that beat drums. They throw things on the pitch. That is not ngatamwa support.
Yeah, Papas, just to add up to what Kufa said, it's so disheartening that if you look at Liverpool, especially Liverpool playing at Anfield, my supporter Wambokimba 30 minutes before, they will sing until the last whistle. That's how it's supposed to be done. So like Kufa said, and that's why she went train.
Ngoma mukasitishe kuba chiranga muliro naba ma kitchen party bala shifwaye ngoma kula shibomfya not mulepo safe nshita muchibansa ngoma.
Better that way, because it's so sad, Pius. Before the match is started, they'll be singing wino. The moment it's morale yapona, you stop singing, you stop cheering it.
I never Buffalo's value.
And that's what they were supposed to be done, and it's so common among Zambian teams, even at national level. Look at our friends; they will support that until the last whistle. Ball 90 minutes.
I like the Nigerians with their trumpets.
They will continue singing.
The team is down. The trumpets, you hear the
And
trumpets.
South Africans
You
with
actually
the
want to
vuvuzela.
follow through the trumpets.
But apart from Nigerians, TP Mazembe, when they came to Levy, Pius, that western wing side, Basa Isusha, the way they were singing before the game could even start, quite like now, everyone else, Zesco fans, they were swallowed up. But in 90 minutes, no wonder they got a good positive result. That's what we want. So if you are not a passionate supporter, like Kofa is saying, kuya kanshi watame pa mutaladila tautuke nepo
tawimbirepo Black Label School waimbako fe tunyimbo tubiri wakololoka wambo kulatukana fensel. Oh, stop going to the pitch. We want to hear the music. There's one team I loved in the Zambian Super League. Mchanga Rangers. Mchanga Rangers had the most passionate supporters. They will come, they enter, they even had a better bus at some point than the actual team. I remember I played them when they actually had a better bus than their main team. The guys used to know how to support the team throughout the game. So we have talked much about supporters. I hope Nabomfa. Let's talk about the game.
Yes.
Nchanga Rangers. When I was nearly beaten in Nchanga Stadium. Because we were busy. I was telling Perry Mutapa that he scored a free kick at Nchanga Rangers when they came as Lusaka Dynamos. They scored, and it was beautiful. So us guys, we were neutral. We were watching Nchanga Lusaka Dynamos there. So we were about 8 of us busy watching there, cheering. They chased us from where we were sitting.
But that is not good. That is not good. We need to condemn that. We need to coexist.
Exactly.
We cannot all support one team. If I support this team, please allow me to support my team. Don't silence me like they did in South Africa when Zesco went to play Sundowns.
Yeah, Sundowns.
The Zesco supporters goes in the bathroom. He's threatened there with a knife. He's made to change the jersey. They grab the Zesco jersey. They give him the Sundowns.
Are you serious?
That is not good. Yes. That is not good. We need to coexist.
I've never heard that story.
Anyway, this is a long story.
Okay, let's move on.
I wish we had all the time. I would have told you.
More results.
Some of the people were actually searched, some of their possessions taken for supporting Zesco United.
More results. Nkwazi 1, Kansanshi 0, Cabo Warriors 0, Jambeshi 1, Lusaka Dynamos 2, Nkana 2, Kafio Celtic and Prison Leopards postponed. Buildcon verse 2 and Konkola Blades 1, Forest 1, Green Eagles 1, Red Arrows in Deni again postponed, and Zanaco 1, Zesco 1. Okay, looking at some of these results, Nkwazi waking up from the slumber of was it 5 losses? Danny.
Yeah, Nkwazi went 5 games without getting 3 points, and they were able to come back and get something off the game that was played over the weekend. And like a text message that came in, Pius, disciplinary issues, I've seen that as well regarding these teams that are sponsored by probably the police force or even the army. They really need to work in that area. Otherwise, for Nkwazi, they've got a youthful coach, Dennis Makinka. He's very passionate, full of energy. If they just put the act together, they can be able to continue posting good results. But like I said, when I was analyzing these teams, because of the low budget, they cannot attract quality players or players that are highly valued out there because of the low budget. So they just need to work as a team and ensure that they continue floating in the Premier League. Otherwise, winning the league, that's a big dream for them.
Okay. But the thing I hated the most, which I hate again amongst so many other teams, Mwaingisha Bola, Mambo Kula Pona fie. Look, people have paid. Come on. Not only Pilokutamba Bola. You know, for them, game management is cool. Apona fie. Uyu apono kutaba mkumisheko. Uyu ayapono ku. That's not what we are paying for, and that's not good football. Doesn't make you a better team to be falling all over just because you have scored. Just to slow down and the game and maybe run the watch. That's not the way you are going to manage the game. I expect these coaches, if you are listening to me, get it from me. The best way you can manage a game is play with possession. That's the best way.
Just keep possession.
Keep possession. Deny your opponent's possession. But then once it's like you score, you want to slow down the goalkeeper. That's where that's the reason when that same team that was doing all those gymnastics and delaying tactics, when they concede the goal, they are more confused.
Yeah,
they are likely to lose the game.
Yeah,
it's because once they score, they have no plan to sustain that. Apart from slowing down by falling all over, injury, and you see, referees also. I want to call upon you. If a player falls, we have seen a player is taken off the pitch. The next minute they are on the touchline, forcing themselves to come onto the pitch. Keep them there for 5 minutes. Keep him there for 5 minutes. Let the team be armored or wired, because they are disturbing the flow. Just like that. So if they are going to remain 7, let it be so. So that they know that that's not the best way to manage a game. Manage a game by possession and playing good football. People have paid. Now malipisha 100 kwat. Wale tambafe abantu, wale tambafe the medical guys picking players kwatin kunkondo. Nama stretcher Jones. It shouldn't be like that. But then I wanted to talk about the Nkana the Lusaka Dynamos Nkana game.
Lusaka Dynamos Nkana?
Yeah. Nkana, I don't know what happened on that day. They looked so depleted. They looked so disoriented. They looked so disorganized in many ways. They even got exposed from an average team like Lusaka Dynamos. I know people say Lusaka Dynamos has always given Ghana a problem, but I think the tactical approach was not right for me. The tactical approach was not right. Then, not only that, Lusaka Dynamos has a red card. One of their central defenders is sent to the early showers. They failed to work out a system or a tactical plan that could make choke Lusaka Dynamos to a point that you'll be scoring them for free. But then it ended up backfiring. On the Lusaka Dynamos, now defender, Kachiva defender for Tontonkanya. You see, you're sitting on a yellow, you're busy doing wrong things, and you get
second backup offense.
And this is a team, this is a reliable defender. So if you are not for Tontonkanya defender, this is where I'm saying I don't know sometimes whether these guys watch football when they leave their stadium. I don't think they watch football. If they do, they wouldn't be doing some of those useless things. To begin with, there was no need for him to get a yellow card. In the first place, he went, stepped on Sate, very fast. Sate was not even dangerous at that point. They could have recovered very well. He goes in like he wants to Kukwatini Mazembe. You don't do that. Then he continues to just do wrong things in the process. He gets, but then Lusaka Dynamos, you are playing very good football until virtually the final minute. That's when you decide to concede a free kick in a danger zone. The goalkeeper, I think that goalkeeper went to Matthews Kalamba's school of goalkeeping. You do not make a human wall and go and hide behind it. That's what that goalkeeper was doing. For 3 times I was seeing players have been a goalkeeper. You make a human wall, you have to stand at a point where you are able to see the ball as it's being kicked. He was hiding. So the first one, he saved it under difficult circumstances. The second one, I think Bazo hit the crossbar. The third one, he conceded it. But the positioning was all the same. I think the goalkeeper trainer, I know it should be Stephen Mwans. Stephen Mwans at Lusaka Dynamos was a very good goalkeeper in his time. Yeah. Check that goalkeeper. That's not the way you do a human wall. Yeah. He cost the team that goal.
Perhaps just to add up to the same game that Kufa is talking about. The second bookable offense that the Lusaka Dynamos defender got, it was supposed to be a free kick. But the referee allowed Nkana to take a corner kick. Confusion already. And from that corner, that's how Nkana scored an equalizing goal through Oliver. So we have been talking about officiating. When you make a decision, be consistent with decision making. That game is being beamed live and throughout the continent.
And then people are able to watch the slow-mo.
Absolutely. So if people start saying that referees are not doing a good job, are you going to say very, very patient? No. So do the right thing. that bookable offense, it was supposed to be a foul and a free kick, not a corner
Not a
kick.
corner.
But it's like a Zambian way of doing things in a wrong way. And Nkana got that corner and they scored. Like Kufa said, Lusaka Dynamos, they were a better side. They played very well. Despite being a man down, they managed to even
They managed the game.
go up against Nkana. They scored a second goal through Chabula, who had earlier missed a clear goal. Just choose where to press the head. And the ball go in. But it decided to go for a wrong technique. Chabula, that game they drew. And they lost in for this.
But you see, he again scored from a very difficult angle.
Yes, an impossible angle, and he scored a very brilliant
It was a very beautiful goal. And I'm like, this is a striker that could have easily buried that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hey, talking about referees, I'm a ref. I think in Zambia we need VAR. I know Danny might not agree with me. Do you know that in Zambia we've got a lot of off-the-ball incidences? I don't know what the fourth official is doing. Whether his job is just to lift 3 minutes substitution, whether that is all that is. He's there to spot some of the off-the-ball incidences. Because some of the players' careers have actually ended because of the off-the-ball incidences. And those go unpunished. If we have VAR, those can be reviewed. That's why, Pius, when we go to play tournaments, we go to a tournament where there's VAR, we are always found wanting. Because some of the tackles that you do on any ordinary league day in Zambia, you get away with it even when it's supposed to be bookable. But when you go for a tournament, then they do not. And in Zambia, it's like a referee in Zambia cannot give the first 10 minutes of a game. They can't. Even if the offense is bookable, they'll let it go. They would rather let it go. That is wrong. The same offense, if it's done in the 60th minute, they will give a card. What has changed? The same foul, probably same player, but it's just the timing that has changed. No, if an offense is bookable, book the player. Referees in Zambia, after the game between Zambia and between Nkana and Lusaka Dynamos and Nkana, I called the refs manager, Asif Bande, is a very good colleague of mine. I told him, check your refs. They are not consistent. Why are they failing to give cards when in the first 10 minutes of the game? And they are able to give cards later on. And again, there's also a syndrome. When you give a red card to this team, then you want to give compensating decisions to this other team. That is wrong. Just because you pay a red card, you want to be a bit flexible to this team that is disadvantaged. If they continue committing fouls, you can even give the whole team cards. It's allowed. But then these referees are failing us. This is where I've been saying refereeing in Zambia has been so horrendous. And nothing seems to be changing, apart from the uniform which they have given them.
All right. Kufa there with a mouthful. Another surprise, Danny, Cabo Warriors losing to Chambeshi at home. Chambeshi seem to be getting their big wins away from home.
Yeah, like I said, maybe it's because at home they tend to have a lot of pressure. But away, they are relaxed and they're able to play their game. And for Cabo Warriors, you know, when you go into a game thinking you've already collected maximum points, you get surprised. And that's what happened. You do not underrate any team that is in the Premier League. Know that what you are fighting for, that's what they're also fighting for. And a team that is fighting for it not to go into Eden University, that's a deadly team to play with. Because they want the maximum points more than you do. So they got a shocking result. And I think it's a wake-up call to other teams. Because so far, they have managed to beat notable teams, the likes of Nkana and also Cabo Warriors. These are big sides when it comes to Zambian football. But for Cabo Warriors, they need to put their act together. It's fair that this Thursday they'll be playing against Zanaco, and anything is possible. Anything is possible. So if they don't play very well, pressure will start mounting on the coach, Ian Bakala.
Zanaco, Zesco, 1-1. Kufa, you would say Zesco are the ones who got more out of this result, isn't it?
Yeah, they did get more out of this, considering the waterlogged pitch they played on that game. And prior to that, Zesco has really become so much of an average team. Why do I say this? Numba Mamba is in the media being quoted as trying to build a team for the future. How do you build a team with Wena Josephat Kasusu? And you have all these Madalas building a team. I thought you are going to build a team on average age players, not old retired players. Unless you are building a team, a Madalas team, yes, you are allowed to build it around Wena Kalengo, around Wena, where is living. But you see, why is Zesco building a team? Why did they get it wrong? Because Zesco is in the league of the Sundowns, our allies and them. That's where they belong. So if Sundowns has maintained their team from the time they played Zesco many years back, 5 or if not, they've been winning the league and they are finishing top or even second most of the times. What has happened with Zesco? One, they've been buying low quality players.
Yeah.
You cannot have, and two, they seem not to know the system they are using. Today you are using Kamsoko. Is it Kamsoko? Yeah, Kamsoko and Donashano Malama. Both of these players are defensive minded. Mm-hmm. So you cannot use them at the same time. Then you don't seem to know who you should be playing as an attacking player. You have to put John Chingand, who is also a finished player. So I don't even know. He's been chopping and changing that team. They made 5 changes. Prior to this game, they made 6 changes.
Rotation.
Yes. The question is, where are you getting the consistency? Even Liverpool played on Saturday and Sunday. Did you see the changes they made? Not too many changes, but they had a compact team. Yeah. So I don't know what this coaches. But then in that game, I think I was impressed with the young man Edward Lungu. He came from Kitwe United. He put up a very good shift, won them a lot of free kicks. Muvanga should have started in that position, but then he got sick in camp, and Edward Lungu was meant to start. He accounted himself so very well, and I expect that he continues to do that. On the other side, other hand, Zanaco is also a team that has to be getting points. Games in hand are not points in the pocket. They need to be winning the games, and they scored first. But then they continued making a lot of funny errors. That's what cost them that goal.
Yeah, pass. Just a little bit of stats regarding Zanaco. Because if I know you're aware that Zanaco coach Nomba, they've been under fire from their fans.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the Zanaco coach, Kelvin Kaindu. In the Premier League, from the 15 games he has been in charge of, Zanaco, they have allowed 13 goals. They have scored 12. And they have won 4, they have drawn 7, they have lost 4. And their next fixture is against Cavaliers tomorrow, like I said. And pass, if you look at the stats, they're not that impressive. It's a bogey side to say Zanaco right now, because they have only managed to win 4 games, they have drawn 7, and they have lost 4.
And looking at tomorrow's matches, we've got Prison Leopards facing Zesco United at 13 hours. We've got Cabo Warriors facing Zanaco at 15 hours in a double header, which will be on Friday, which will be played in Kabwe. And tomorrow, Danny?
Yeah, definitely tomorrow. Like we said, it's Lumwana. Kitwe United. So we've got some of these matches yet to be knocked out. But looking at the table, let me just give out the table, and we can give our predictions for top 4 in to go to APSA Cup. Concola Blades, number 18, 12 points. To me, they've disappointed me, Concola Blades. I thought much more of them this season. Chambeshi, number 17, 15 points. Lusaka Dynamos, number 16, 15 points. Indeni, number 15, 18 points. Kafua Celtic have dropped from being one of the top sides in the first first quarter of the season, at least the first 7-8 games. Now they're number 14 with 18 points. Prison Leopards, 13, 19 points. Zanaco, 12, 19 points. Kansanshi, 11, 20 points. Cabo Warriors, 10, 23 points. Forest Rangers 9, 24 points. Buildcon 8, 25 points. Power Dynamos 7, 25 points. Nkwazi 6, 25 points. Zesco United 6,
25 points. Red Arrows 4. Sorry, Zesco is 5 rather, 25 points. Red Arrows 4, 26 points. Nkana 3, 26 points. Green Eagles 2, 28 points. And GBFC are also still number 1, 30 points, despite not winning any of their last 5 games. None. 3 losses, 2 draws.
Yeah,
And in fact, it's the last 6 actually.
Yeah.
They have not won in their last win was 7 games ago. That is terrible, terrible form.
Too much. Pius, we could not talk about the Buffaloes, the Power Buffaloes game, which I watched quite keenly. I was quite disappointed with the way the current defenders feel that's the best way to defend. Kula dunu na fefima ball. No thinking at all. No.
And that is why that GBFC goal went in.
Exactly.
Because he miskicked. You only miskick when you don't.
And he was not even under pressure when he was doing that.
Eh.
So the question is, what do they think about? What is it that is in their mind when they are playing? Because you expect a good defense. I was very impressed with Elijah Litana today. Under a lot of pressure, he was able to cool down. And you would head to the goalkeeper. They would even play in the box. I expected these players, current players, now that there's so much technology, they watch all these games and they should be able to watch some of these defenders, how they play football. Don't just sit when you're off football, you just have your headsets on listening to music. It's not helping you. Try to Google, try to check out some of the defenders that you play a similar position with are doing it. So, that clearing by Power Dynamos, I was not impressed. But then what do you get from players like White Mwanamba? You get such. And you don't even call it good defending. It's bad defending. Because there's no thinking there. Team Fumefe Chibola Chile. You cost your team a goal. I also was not pleased the way they were kicking the balls up. Yes, they won the game. And they won it quite good. Because up front, they were able to knock some passes together. And they managed to get the second goal, of course, nicely knitted, and that was very good for them. I think on balance of play, Power were a better team than Buffaloes. I was even asking myself, how did Buffaloes even get to the top with the way they were playing?
The Buffaloes are quite a shocker. I've watched, I think, almost out of their last 6 games, I think I've watched 3, and I'm not impressed with the football which I've been seeing. They are not impressive. You know, I'm not sure. Buffaloes, they need to be.
You want to think you're watching a different Buffaloes than the one that is leading the log, because they cannot command, they cannot even string passes together. So you're even asking yourself, are these the same players that won the games that took them to 30 points?
And I'll boldly say, I don't think they're going to win the league. I'm not putting them as contenders, even though they are top at the halfway stage. To me, they are not contenders to win the league with the football which they are displaying at the moment.
No, they are not.
No,
they are not.
No, they are not
They
contenders.
might actually
the contenders
slump down further if they continue on that trajectory.
On current form, Danny, who are the contenders to win this league second half? Give me 4 contenders. Serious contenders who. I mean, let me give you an example. Between, let's say, the top 6, including Power Dynamos. Okay, let me start from those who have 25 points. That is Buildcon, Power Dynamos, Nkwazi, Zesco, Red Arrows, Nkana, Green Eagles, and Green Buffaloes. All these 25 points and above are within 5 points.
Yeah, put me on the board, Pius, the shopping board. But I'll tell you one thing. If you look at this league, inconsistency among teams, that's the order of the day. So you might say this team might be able to win, but you get.
That's what I'm saying. Just give from current form. Give 4 who you think will really fight until the end.
Because even the current form, it's a seesaw. Today they win, the next game they draw, they lose. Okay, I'll just say this. Power Dynamos have been able to put up a brilliant fight the last 5 games or so. So I might be able to put them there if they continue the same momentum. Definitely, Nkana might be able to be there. Green Eagles, yes. But I have a lot of reservations regarding GBFC Nkwazi. I'm not too sure. Even Zanaco. Zesco, they might fight their way up because of the experience. But because of the inconsistency, I do not know exactly. Perhaps we'll be able to top up the league. Otherwise, all the teams this season have been very disappointing.
There's a team which has not lost in 5 games and they've been doing decently, and which I haven't mentioned, Nkana.
I've mentioned Nkana.
Oh, you mentioned Nkana.
I've
Okay.
mentioned Nkana.
Okay.
But
All right.
inconsistent levels,
Very high.
My main worry bias. So you never know. We just need to wait and see what happens.
The most consistent team in the league at the moment, 5 wins in a row, Red Arrows. Do they have a chance to win this thing in your view, Kufa?
Impossible is nothing. Like he's
They have no more commitments in Africa.
Yeah, and especially that that is what was more like giving them a lot of hassles. They needed to focus on 2 points, but now they've only got 1 point to focus on. Because of the inconsistencies of the other team, I put them there. Danny, you've just been talking about inconsistency. So I'm putting them as one of the contenders. Because they will take advantage of the other teams that are not doing fine, and they are doing quite fine. Nkana is another team that is there. They are not losing games that too often. Of course, they also need to polish up a bit. They are conceding. Yeah, then Zesco should be coming up there, and then Power Dynamos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Green Eagles. You haven't mentioned Green Eagles.
Oh. Make it 5. Green Eagles should be there. Make it 5. Make it 5.
Yeah.
At some point, the league was being topped by the service teams.
Yeah.
There was GBFC. There was Nkwazi second. There was
Red Arrows.
Green Eagles. Red Arrows was
sorry,
really
not
down.
Green. No, sorry, Red Arrows was down.
Yeah.
Green Eagles. Yeah.
But now, one of them has fallen off. Nkwazi.
They are flying low.
They are flying low. They are no longer high.
They're no longer high flying. Okay.
We are yet to see GBFC, who seems to be wounded all over because of the losses they have suffered. I don't know whether they'll be able to recover from those wounds and catch up and continue from winning.
For me, I'm looking at probably removing Green Buffaloes from the fight. I'm giving a chance to Green Eagles, a chance to Nkana, a chance to Red Arrows, and Power Dynamos. Zesco, I'm not 100% sure.
No, they will recover.
But they've got a chance. That's if I'd have to put them in. I'd have to say 5 teams there. I think those 5. Those are the ones. Yeah, because Zesco has enough. I mean, if Zesco at halfway are 5 points from the top, and the top is Green Buffaloes. In fact, if we remove Green Buffaloes from the equation, they are 3 points from the top, which is Green Eagles. Because the way the NAPSA, the Barclays, ABSA Cup is looking like, Red Arrows are the ones which are highly likely to also get in because they've got 2 games in hand, and they're on 26 points. They're already in the top 4, so I'm giving them a chance, and also it will be dependent on Zesco's game in hand as well, because Zesco will go straight to number 2 if they win on Friday. So we'll probably have GBFC, Green Eagles, Zesco, and probably Red Arrows. That's what I'm thinking. Will be those. Nkana, I just might miss it unless by luck. They have to start praying.
I hope you're not talking as a Power fan.
No. I would love to see Nkana in ABSA. I would love to see Nkana in ABSA, but I think the way the statistics are looking. So very, very quickly, Danny, have you got any news for us before we open the phone lines?
Definitely, Pius. I'm pretty sure Kufa had the chance, even you had the chance, regarding to what has been going on with the appointment of Director of Sports. And Lydia Ashi, it's already out there. It was reported in the Mass newspaper. I'll just read...
Which day?
Just read what's on top of that. Actually, it came out on Saturday, December 18th, 2021. Government finds a job for Carlo. That was the headline. and ka snip off the can for Kapamurfi. The Ministry of Youth and Sport has created a position of sporting director to be occupied by former FAS president Kalusha Bwalia, but with terms of reference similar to that of a head coach of the national team or technical director. That was on 18th. Okay, here we go. Where is that? I need to get the other story now, Pius. Okay, here we are. Now, the headline again, Yimbefa Eshlef Mankandu caught in his own scheme. Here, the headline is like this. Is on Saturday, this newspaper ran a back page story under the headline, Government finds a job for Carlo, under which we exclusively reviewed a meeting that took place between Sports Minister Elvis Nkandu, his Permanent Secretary Kangwa Chileshe, FAS President Andrew Kamanga, and not forgetting Kalusha Bwalia, in the company of an agent. Then the response from FAS, dated, I think, okay, this is the response from FAS. Proposed sporting director position. The above captioned matter refers, we acknowledge receipt of the proposed terms of reference of the proposed position of sporting director expected to be occupied by Mr. Kalusha Bwalia. As an agent, FAS executive committee meeting was called today to talk about the terms of reference. However, the terms of reference were inadequate. All right, and they need further clarification in view of the existing MOU with the ministry, and they're still asking for the minister to talk more regarding the same position. The moment I looked at the talk that was going on between the two parties, Bias, I kept on asking myself, really, are we serious? Are we going back and forth again? And if I could bring out my thoughts, I would want you guys, I'll start with Kufa, Pass, then I might be able to conclude as well regarding the same issue, because it's already out there. We cannot just throw it under the carpet because people are still talking about it. And once something comes out in the media, you expect people to respond and react. So I'll start with Kufa.
Well, for me, if that position is indeed there, it's not helping us to unite the game. Trust me, Kalusha and Kamanga are not in good books with each other. There's bad blood, let's face it. And football, Zambian football, has never been as divided as it is now because of these two gentlemen. These are cadres for this guy, these are cadres for this guy. They will write things, they will post things. You see, at the end of the day, this tag and push and everything is not helping Zambian football in any way. So we know that these two cannot work together. And by imposing one person, if I thought that's what they are trying to do, by imposing the other person, the other group will not work. And then any interference, you know, by government official is a very serious matter with FIFA. The moment it's reported to FIFA, then issues start brewing. We don't want that. Again, Minister, you see, this is a very simple matter. Come out. You are the one that is being Minister of Sport. You are the one that is being in the spotlight now. That you have appointed somebody. So can you come out and clarify? Is it a yes? Is it a no? Tell us. We want to know. Let's not be getting these things from all over, social media. Some of them, you can't even trust their authenticity. So we want the minister to clarify this. The moment he clarifies it, then the debate closes. I know there's been a bit of talk here and there, but if there's something that they're trying to do, the minister also of sport needs to start consulting some of the sports gurus in this country before he can make some of these pronouncements. It's important. This is the problem that made Moses Mawere to fail. It's because of the same things. And today he says this, even Emmanuel. Today you say this, tomorrow you want to rebut it yourself, and it's not good. Consult. You do not know everything because you are a minister. Consult. There are people that have been there. Understand the issue. I think I rest my case.
Okay.
Yes.
For me, I think it's pretty much straightforward. I think it's just that in Zambia, the way we operate, we fail to put clear terms of reference. If there was a situation where, like they said, they met, they discussed, and clear terms of reference were put on the table on how they would work together for the betterment of the football which we have in this country, I would say go for it. But we've had tussles, not only it's starting from just the supporters of the two, you know. So if that over the years, and there's been an antagonism, pushing and pulling over the years. One took over from the other one over the year, and if things are not made to be clear, and even there needs to be an official statement from the ministry with regards to what's happening, and most importantly, fuzz to what's happening. But if it seems to be up in the air, there seems to be roadblocks here and there. If those things are not clear and straightforward, I think let's not even start it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Pius, just before Dan comes in, you know, this is a very simple matter. This appointment is perceived or alleged to have been made by the ministry. So FAS should not give any statement in this regard. They want to give a statement are the appointing guys from the ministry.
That's why I'm saying there needs to be clear terms of reference, because it's an appointment to do with football.
And I like one point that you have brought, where you are saying some people are appointed without really proper terms of reference.
Yes, exactly. What is he going to do? What is his job going to do?
Just being the national team manager, we don't even know how they advertise these positions. Being, just the people they have employed as marketers who just sit and drink tea in the office. We don't know how they came there. It's because of too much Kadaism in football. There's too much Kadaism. Because Wakufa helped to Appias to get to Faz. Then Wakufa should be given a
you
job.
have to remember
he
those
knows nothing
people
about marketing. He doesn't even know how to put a banner. And you call him a marketer. So these are some of the problems we have. We lack professionalism. Let Faz be run professionally. Let some of these positions be transparently advertised so that people who are qualified can do. And if we get away from the Kadaism, we are going to get things right. Not the way things are. There's too much of it. Some of them know nothing about football.
Yeah, because how, if that position was created, how was it arrived at that this is the best person for the job? Because from what we get is there's no in government you don't headhunt, you advertise. Was the job advertised for?
Make it open, make it public.
Because if it was just created for the sake, they have to come out and say, okay, we saw there's a problem in Zambian football, so we decided to create this position for the sake. Maybe then we can say, okay, this is coming out like this. So you say this special case, we need this position to be there, and blah, blah, blah. Then we move forward. You harmonize with FAS, and then we create something going forward. But if it's just something where you are saying that maybe you just don't trust the way FAS has been running football. We've been failing to qualify for AFCONs and World Cups, and you say, okay, maybe Kalusha can come and do something for the sake. Those bring problems.
Those are emotional decisions. You don't
yes,
do
emotional. Good word. Emotional decisions.
Yeah, let me just conclude it. For me, it's a missed call. Pius, already we have got issues at hand. First, they run football. They administer our football. All right? And if you look at the terms of reference, I came across one where they're saying that the sporting director is going to be in charge of monitoring players and player selection. Where is the technical bench? Where is the coach?
Where is even the technical director?
That's what when I heard that as well, I was like, player selection.
So already, it's like you don't know what you're doing. Like Ufa said, learn to consult. We have had people who have been in those offices before. We have had seasoned administrators who are still alive. Go and consult. A good boss ensures that he has got a good team around you. When you've got a good team around you, you are going to come out to be a good boss. When you've got a bad team around you, you're going to come out as a bad boss. This is where we are at the moment. When it comes to creating positions, don't use emotions. Let's not feel pity. Let these emotions be done on merit. And also, you have to ensure that mwaolola, mwalangidila, kufa, your duties will be A, B, C, D.
They'll start from here, they'll end here.
Aha. Not forget to pack. Like you say, player selection. Hello? Where is it starting from?
Because if I get a phone call today and they want to appoint me as national team coach for Zambia, I want to select players using my own method.
Exactly.
We look at the under 20, we look at under 23, under 20. We look at the pros. You have to analyze the whole pool, but not somebody who's going to say here's a list for you.
So you get the point. That's what the problem is. So for the guys who are administering football, like Kufa said, administer football, run our football in a very professional way.
manner.
And you should show that you're competent. Because this thing is not starting today. Even in the other government, all right, we used to have the similar issues. And they have continued. Why? There must be something that is not working out correctly. But we have kept a blind eye to it. So guys who are administering football, wake up and start doing the right things. Let people have confidence in you. A lot of people have lost confidence because they have failed to deliver in certain areas. Yes, you might brag about certain things, but convince them from the little that you have been able to achieve and say, guys, we have achieved this and this is where we are heading to. And people need to start believing in you. And like what we are seeing, whereby every day there are cartels all over the show. I think that's not right, Pius.
These ones are trying to call these others devils, and you see it's because of some of them, they had nothing to do. That was their job. So they are out of there now. They are not happy their friends are chewing. And equally their friends went there not on merit because they were handpicked. This is where we are saying, let there be professionalism. Advertise for positions. And pick people on merit. If you don't know how to employ, to recruit, can you engage a recruitment company to do the job for you? I think these things are very simple. We cannot continue to be doing all these things. People are not even doing anything. Find people that are even, at least he has a decent lifestyle. He even has something to do. Get him to fast. They'll change things there. Not Baliabe Kalafe. Me, I get annoyed because there's no marketing that is being done in that department. And there's a marketing department. Somebody even earns a salary.
Danny, I'm giving you 2 minutes to finish off other news.
I think that was the most important
thing?
Yeah.
Okay. With regards to transfers, I think one of the biggest ones which I caught on was Pedro Miguel from Trident to Zesco. Is that one on, Danny?
So far, I've been seeing that moving up and down. We're just waiting for the official
announcement. And is it a good move for Trident to lose their most important player, top scorer in the league right now, Pedro Miguel, to go to Zesco?
For the team that is losing a player, it's not good for them. They're trying to get into the Premier League. But for a team like Zesco, that is trying to cement their striking position department, it's a good
seeing
move.
That Jesse Wary is leaving.
Yeah. So it's a good move for them. They're trying to find a replacement. But also, it's not just bringing in any player. What is your plan for that player? How are you going to use him? Who are going to be his partners as he's going to be playing? So that's also very, very important that teams look at that. We also hear Brian Wheeler is heading to Nkana Stadium. I don't know whether
Brian Wheeler?
Yeah, the deal has been finalized from Beautycon. I don't know what Nkana is trying to achieve, because if they are going to bring Brian Wheeler, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but if you look at his rate right now, he's not so different from Sate Sate. They are not so much into their evening playing hours. And so you do not want to bring a player like Brian Wheeler, who is not going to add value for a good period of time. Remember, at Nkana, there's always pressure. Even from training, there's pressure. So what more if he starts playing and probably he fails to score some goals? I think that will not be good. For me, they need to... But then again, if you ask yourself, who are they going to find in the market? There's no strikers in the market. I don't know where the strikers... Maybe the strikers are the ones that we are playing with today.
All right. I just, I think before we open up the phone calls, I think a last one here we can touch on the national team coach. Someone had asked a question: is it Asanovic? Again, I think that was just a rumor. Let me just say that I saw that on social media. But in the words of the FAS president, Mr. Andrew Kamanga, he says, on the national team side of business, we are closing in on the appointment of the senior men's national team coach. The process is in full swing with key stakeholders fully engaged, and hopefully we have a long-term steward of the Chipolopolo ship in place soon. That is Mr. Kamanga, and he goes on further to say, we are mindful of the urgency of this matter and are giving it our full attention. Our aim is to do better next year for all our national teams. So he says we are close.
Yeah, you remember not too long ago they advertised for that position. People expressed interest, people applied. I'm sure they have shortlisted, maybe they have even interviewed. I'm just assuming, because we are not privy to that process unless the inner circle that is doing the actual job. I'm talking as a professional HR. The process has obviously been done in that regard. They are just waiting to say, okay, let's unveil this person now.
Rumor, according to rumors, we don't go by rumors. It's Asanovic. Would you be happy if it was Asanovic? You wouldn't mind?
Well, unless I look at the others that have been interviewed, maybe it can give me a clear picture of what they are trying to achieve. But just picking this one because he was with the national team, I don't want to assume he's going to perform better. No.
Yeah.
I want to look at other factors that may not be what he might bring to the table. I want to look at other coaches also. How many have they interviewed? If they have done the interviews.
Yes.
And what are they looking for? What is their yardstick? Just saying we want to improve the national team is a blanket statement. How are you going to do that? I think for me that's what is very important. So if only the how is taken care of, then I know that they are trying to look at Coach A, Coach B, or Coach X, or Coach Y.
All right. Okay. Just before we, again, let me say it one last time before we open the phone lines. Just a small report of our players playing out of the country. Midfielder Cletus Chama on Friday, he returned from a month-long injury layoff. On Friday, came on in the 46th minute for Berkan in their 1-0 home loss against Rapid Uzem. Fashion Sakala, he was an unused substitute in Rangers match against Dundee, though despite them winning 1-0. Kabaso Chongo, he played full 90 minutes for TP Mazembe in their 1-0 away win to Etoile Kivu. Midfielder Augustin Malenga, he did not make the team for Friday's away, but he scored over the weekend. Did you see the goal?
By
Augustin Malenga.
Yes, against
Did
Sundowns.
you see the goal?
Yeah,
Against
I saw
Sundowns.
that.
It was a good goal.
But he didn't make the team against the Marumo Gallants. But against Sundowns, he caused their unbeaten streak to end.
Yeah, boy.
Then Kennedy Mwene, he was on the bench last weekend for Sundowns in their derby win against Gauteng 4-1. That was on Friday. Then Sekekune Tostan Sabata and Gampani Lungu, they played 90 minutes in the 0-0 draw against Supersport. Then Boroka, goalkeeper Mwenya Chiwe did not travel for bottom placed Boroka, and that was in their 1-0 away loss to Stellenbosch. But veteran midfielder Nathan Sinkala, he started for Stellenbosch and was substituted in the 71st minute. Let's open the phone line 0212-222-877, 0212-222-877, or 0965-000-877. Let me see. Good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, talking to Clifford Mwape from Chimomo.
Clifford Mwape from Chimomo. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on the minister Bankandwa. Balufanya vifutu kutepa soko ne papa kusana na tomato hao. Ila move wale panga wale wanaona vifutu. Let it be where he is. Let Kamanga finish his game. Then you know tontoganya kutia kuleta wakabi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, boss. Very, very nice. Thank you. 0212-222-877. Good evening, caller. Good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Paz.
Who am I speaking to?
Ben Breza.
Ben, please go ahead.
Yeah. First thing, I'd like to start with the power dynamo. I don't know why when people continue using that number 4 guy. The same that guy, he made the mistake against Ghana. Then again, the second game again, he was also in the first 11. He failed to block that cross. That GBFC player was trying to cross the ball. The guy was just there, he failed to cross. So, when people stop using that guy, next game, put him on the bench. Then coming to the issue of the sports minister, I've been always saying this. Kamanga and Kawishabwara, as long as these two are near, they will never be friendly. Unless if you go in heaven. That move is a blunder. If you're not careful in Zambian football, it will be banned by FIFA. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ben. 0965000877. Good evening, caller.
Papa, Mambasan.
Not Bombavia Wino.
Papa, Singapore Elias.
Elias. Please go ahead, Elias.
Ya face to Papa, never going to go back to Kingarika. Vapiti Papa, Solete Awino, number of council, right? Go our council. Why it won't live in down our prayer, where they come Matumba, Napo, Kufu. So, yeah, by executive, but if I go by my relation for Wino San, never ever Shabola Punch San, I feel. Hello, Akiti, but Vakawina Mairo, Trace Pamuru. Hello, Chimbi, Pari, our sports minister. Not a very serious program. Why push up what Vavika Comstone to? Not by some good temper as a child, Penaka put away for a 15 initiative on Paparaz. Pato Terra Paya.
Oh, Twatotela boss, thank you so much. 0212, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Paz.
Compliments
of the season.
Compliments of the season. Who am I speaking to?
You are speaking to Bernard Musava.
Bernard Musava, please go ahead.
Twatotela Mr. Paz, yawe twalirisiva Mr. Paz. Mwasite promise ukwisase ndamairo twafikafe mairo iwe yawe lilile tolo bafuma.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But
no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I wanted to congratulate the upset team, Chambishi, for beating Cabo Warriors away from home, but managed to beat Cabo Warriors. Let's continue, guys. We have.
Sorry about Bernard. Good evening, caller.
Good evening.
Who am I speaking to?
You are speaking to Mr. Malama from Solwezi.
Mr. Malama from Solwezi. Please go ahead, Malama.
Ndande pona ine for the first time kurepo hii program ya tambira kwena mulatupanga mwe.
Twatotela boss.
Kwai. Ni support aba power of dynamo zichakolero konde batasha pakupuma mbo aliwa masana pero kingeche ndeko kandapo niri nyari ashira ba minister of sports kiri kwati abakalamba bakamanga kwati ndi bari fo kubati afyo muri ba makasa efo ne ndesi mwena sikanto abantu babiri tetu wako papiro kulanda kwa ndi kwai.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, Malama. Okay. Good evening, caller.
Yes, Mr. Paz.
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Johnny.
Johnny. Please go ahead, Johnny.
C'était toi, le période, je suis capable de vivre quand tu vas y aller, ciao, lya mu bwalo. So first nakyava okumanayira tebo mwakiralanda ine mu top 4 the zikuntira mu League Cup because nangwa wina 2 games nyandiga mwayibenga sana kuntasha sana pa top ila inenga ga wina yonse. And secondary wale azingati awini nishabane bakuntisha kwanta kumutete elimina na nikani ngawina waliaji then akufa bimotrompa maisana rais batia ba power yena sinamube ba pass awe fi Buffalo fiarite a bola we were under pressure after fi equalizer ba goalkeeper batwapse kwa bola fiatanga we were under pressure kalamba 6 na kalamba 6 kali they were very deadly shisho mpo balushi ba Buffalo batakcha ibarite a bola. Thank you for the chafo kwa landa po fini.
Thank you, boss. 02122228770965000877. Good evening, caller.
Good evening.
Who am I speaking to?
Kalaba from Muflera.
Kalaba from Muflera, please go ahead.
If you balanda balastikola fishing, mwila babaya ngamule stana live. Mwila bafe pakati, imwe analysis. Buffalo shibambire pamulu na ngubambire pa 0 points. Olo lintu basikapali pa 8 points wali ya 6 games kwa uloku nanga ababonje omwachaye ba favorite lero baba kwisa bena bachitenje aleka.
Thank you. In fact, do you know what? We from what I remember, we didn't analyze the Buffalo game, the Buffalo Power game like that. We were talking about I said just in general they haven't been playing well. I've been watching their games. They did. I agree. They did play quite well against Power, but still that killer thing. Apart from the goal.
No, Pius, Buffalo's only played football after they scored. And
Yes,
that's
after
about 5 minutes.
Yes,
then
exactly.
after Power Dynamo scored, they went down again. So can you judge them in the 5 minutes after they scored that's the time they played football?
Let me
you
answer.
need to look at the full game.
Let me answer more calls. We'll come back. 02. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Papa.
Who am I speaking to?
Oscar Katongo from Kitwe.
Please, Oscar Katongo, please go ahead.
Yeah, Natasha sana. Inembe afe direct pali wa sports minister. Kuri fyo barefo kuchita pali Karushawa because Karushawa ya malango zibakwatana bakamanga. Shishiba kuri football nga yala bomba wino muzambia nga malango barefo kuleta mu football ni tapawefe twala kwa. Ombecho benga wami akofena temwa sana tiba sports minister na vesa bari sharp then bareti amalango mu football ni tafia wami then football na politics tafienderena ganshi ngafyama politics bafumye mu football tushare fwebe ne tuleta mba football then na rastri na rafe pali bankana Natasha sana ba bazo pakutulubula ko kutufumya ko muri ba Lusaka Dynamos bazo twalirira omutimoyo next game bafire bakitana nikani the way batampishe game bali monafyo sate ali quiet na shani but the coach baletamba then you can't put bazo pa bench then you basha if twalikuwa tafe cry kuma strikers pankana but bazo te muntu obengabika pa bench na mona na mulina under pressure na musungirira fe prayer pa bench. Thank you bazo te mulando pakuturubula ko kuri ba Lusaka Dynamos but tuleta shafe kuri bazo then indefwa indife ba pass munjebe konshishibe nga marumazi kuri brand mwira reisa pa miesu nangu chirishani ndefo yangu fueko seyo na papata sana. Thank you Papa.
Thank you. Maruma's fear. Just hold on for official information after January, but Maruma's fear. As at now. Good evening, caller. Hello.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
This is Martin Mwale calling from Sorozi.
Please go ahead.
Vehemently interested in the national team. Especially this room, I don't know if it's a room or whatever it is, where Kamanga and Kalusha, King Kalu. You know, in a democratic dispensation, I think these two guys must just be together for the sake of our country. It ends there. It ends there. Amanga and Kalusha, the brothers, they just have to honor out if there are any differences. It doesn't jump to it won't be the Bura. Okay, but this is my own view. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And for me, I'm in total agreement. If their roles are defined, if their roles are not defined and they clash somewhere, I'm not in agreement.
Pius, at some point, Kalusha was given a role that he should come in. He was actually asked to come and help out when things are not. Did he take that? He didn't. So clearly, that tells you that the two cannot work together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they are men. They need to work things out.
Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Pius. How are you?
I'm fine, and how are you? Who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to senior citizen Mr. Albert Mwamba, calling you from Kwacha.
Mr. Albert Mwamba, please go ahead. Thank you for calling.
Participating for the first time.
Okay.
I don't want to be drawn into the polemics of Kalusha and the Andrew Kamanga, but I'll go straight to the table, Pius. I want to correct you, Kufa and Dani. Where you rule out in Kanamu Absa. If you look at the table, the teams that have already qualified for Absa, Green Buffaloes, Green Eagles, in Kana have 26 and a +4 difference. Red Arrows, of course, will be there because if they just pick one win, they'll go to 29. Zesco also likely to be there. If they lose or they draw, they'll still come into top 4 because of the +6 goal difference. Then the distant outsider is Cabo Warriors. Should they win and score 3 goals, then they can supplant Nkana. But if they score 1, then there'll be 3+ and Nkana 4. So Nkana is already there. The battle is between Red, Zesco, and the Cabo Warriors. The top 5, Red Arrows, Green Eagles, Nkana, and this other one are already qualified. So don't rule out Nkana Absa. All these that have 26 points have already qualified for Absa. Thank you.
Thank you so much. But I'm still, for me, it depends on, because Nkana have played all 17 games. As at now, they have played all 17 games. Red Arrows, 2 games in hand, at same points as Nkana. So Red Arrows can jump over Nkana. It's possible. Just with a draw. Only with a draw. And Zesco would have to lose on Friday. If they lose on Friday, they will then Nkana have a chance. And it's basically praying that Zesco lose. And then Nkana will have a chance. Otherwise, Red Arrows and Zesco, they have a okay, I mean, it's in their hands. Let me just say that. It's in their hands. Because Nkana has played all 17 games. So Nkana is just waiting. Okay.
We didn't rule out that. I think
we didn't rule out Nkana. We were just saying
talking about the league.
The highly likely ones to get in. Because why I'm saying highly likely is because they've got these games which they still have to play. Because Red Arrows with 2 games, okay, I mean, they're already in. But Zesco, they've got a game. So just a draw will put them over Nkana. Just a draw. Okay. Thank you. Should I have one ringing? Let me take another call, then we can continue. Good evening, caller.
Hello, good evening, Rafael.
Who am I speaking to?
You are speaking to Tama from Kitwe.
Please go ahead, Wachama.
Yes, please. I also just want to contribute in this topic that you are talking about, especially the appointment of Bakalu as think it is very, very clear that these two, that Slokhuomba, I don't think they are going to work together. It is the public domain that these people, these two guys, they are enemies, if anything, for lack of better words. So I don't think it will work out. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution, Chama. Okay, so I think because of time, we continue, gentlemen, as we look to wind up. Gentlemen, in Africa, Algeria are the champs of the Arab Cup, so they have done Africa proud, should we say, by winning. They actually won in extra time. They beat Tunisia by 2-0 in extra time. So good job, African champions, and I expect them to do well at AFCON. A big question which has come in the messages, which I think I've read it in three messages. Is the AFCON there, Danny? Yes or no?
It's there. Confirmed January. Tuletamba
AFCON. So that one, unless something drastic changes the whole thing, AFCON is very much there. So with regards to Zimbabwe, for them, their preps are on track. Those who think we might take the place of Zimbabwe, I was checking on their preps. Their preps are on track. They were just worried about Marvelous Nakamba, who has been ruled out of the African Cup of Nations because he underwent an operation and he has not recovered. They said it would take 12 to 16 weeks, somewhere there, for him to recover. He plays for Aston Villa, so that's why they were looking at getting his services. But the Warriors seem like they will be without his services. They are in the same group with Senegal, Guinea, and Malawi.
They have gone to beg for this guy from Chiefs. What's his name?
Billiard.
Yes. To come back from retirement.
Yes.
They've seen he's going to add value, and so they want to bring him back.
Yeah.
And hope he comes back.
Yes, it would be good to see him. At least he should, even us on the continent, we want to see him. Let him give us another AFCON for us to watch him. You know, I mean, we are not going to be watching Zambia, so we have to support our local teams, so to speak, who are near us, the Southern African teams.
Yeah, I just received another news from one ardent listener, Pastor Happy Harazi, a very good friend of mine as well. He says Al Ali of Egypt has won the Super Cup.
Yes,
and
it
they
was
beat Raja.
Being played.
Yeah, it was being played not too long ago.
What's
on
the final score?
Penalties.
Post-match penalties?
Yeah, 6-5.
6-5?
Yeah.
And
thank you, Pastor Harazi, for that report. You can make a good reporter.
Just in that regard, Pius, Raja Casablanca were leading through an own goal that was scored in the 13th minute. Then Hohali scored in the 90th minute. So Piso Musomani is the man. He keeps on banging in more and more trophies. When you talk about a good coach, the records are there for all of us to be able to see. So well done and congrats to Hohali.
And okay, no, I'll bring this up.
6-5 bar penalties.
I'll bring this up another day to say okay. Well, yeah. So if we look at La Liga matches, we've still got La Liga matches until 31st January. Usually by now they are looking at closing. But they'll be closed for Christmas. The next matches they'll be 31st January. But Bundesliga. Is it Bundesliga? Where are my fixtures? Oh,
actually,
no, they're
playing tonight, huh?
Yes, there's Madrid
Atletico Bilbao.
with Athletic Bilbao. It's mainly the English Premier League and the Scottish Premier League who are active over this period. And it's a good time to watch football. On Sunday, which is Boxing Day, there's the usual Boxing Day fixtures, which will be on. There's Liverpool versus Leeds, Wolves versus Watford, Burnley versus Everton, Man City versus Leicester City, Norwich versus Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur versus Crystal Palace, West Ham United versus Southampton, Aston Villa versus Chelsea, Brighton versus Brentford, and on Monday, Newcastle versus Manchester United. Did you watch Tottenham versus Liverpool?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
I'll start with you, Danny.
Tottenham Hotspur played a very good game. They missed a lot of chances, and I was expecting them to at least to have managed about 4 to 5 goals. But poor finishing from Hurricane, not forgetting Dali Ali. And
especially Dele Alli.
yeah, overall, I've liked the way they are playing now under the Italian manager. They have
Antonio Conte.
Yes, Kufa. They have that self-belief in them, unlike before. This time around, they might be down, but they're able to push and be able to get a good result. So a draw was a better result, but I was expecting them to get a positive result against Liverpool.
Kufa, Harry Kane. Robertson got a red card. Harry Kane, was he supposed to get a red card?
Definitely. He was supposed to get a red card earlier in the game.
He didn't get the ball?
Didn't get the ball. Showed the studs. Touched, hit the foot of Robertson. Straight red. All day. It's a straight red for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope they don't bring the same VAR that is in England here.
You want the Spanish VAR?
We want the Spanish VAR. It's much more clear.
Or
the Italian VAR. Because that one seems to favor certain teams and certain players.
Okay. And let's talk about Arsenal. They seem to be a resurgent team. 3 wins in a row in the Premier League. And looking at also yesterday, doing well in the EFL Cup. Are they the real deal, or they're just taking advantage of easy fixtures?
I think they are trying. If you saw the way they ended the season last season, we knew that they would actually make a good team and start competing. They were participating. They are competing now. Those days, I don't know how my very good friend Darlington Kabwe, Rick Manfunda were managing, because you can't afford to have Arsenal losing. You have school fees to pay and all the bills. Hey, you can die. You can die.
Football can kill you. It can kill you.
But at least now they're able to grind points, and it's good for them. Even if Aubameyang has been stripped of the captain band after a few family issues, perceived to have gone to attend, when people are saying he just went to do his what do you call these things? These things you draw on your body, tattoos. Yeah. So even after they stripped the captain band, the team looks stable. They are able to post positive results without him. That means a team is not built on a player, but on a number of individuals.
Danny, good move to remove Aubameyang as captain.
Discipline is very, very important, Pius, and each team, they've got their own rules regarding to the way they want things to be done. Because in Europe, Pius, if they say training session starts at 10, then you happen to go there at 11, definitely you're going to be charged. Regardless of any explanation you're going to give, you're going to be charged. So rules are rules, and players should abide by the rules. Man
City are now 3 points clear at the top. Are they? Is it too early to count them as leading the way to win the league, or are you still counting the other two, Liverpool and Chelsea?
If Man City goes on top, it's very difficult to supplant them. Other teams, if Man City is second, you again you are watching Man City, that they are coming and they are breathing right behind your neck. You don't have the peace of mind when they are trailing you. But then when they go on top, they seem to know how to maintain the top slot, which so many teams have failed to do.
Perhaps for me, I would say that Chelsea are a shadow of themselves. They're not playing convincing football. Liverpool, They're also not showing convincing football. Talk of Man City. Man City, when they hit gear 5, definitely they'll start wearing every team around them. Look at the way they've been able to post in the last 2-3 games. They've been able to score good margins without conceding. So that simply tells you that Pep Guardiola, once he's on top, it really means business.
Mind you, that's not the objective that is at Man City for. The objective is to win the Champions League.
Yeah, because
And that's what has eluded Guardiola for a very long time. From the time he left Barca, he's been to so many clubs. He's been to Bayern Munich. He's been to, he hasn't won that trophy. And I don't know whether he's even winning it now.
Actually, he's never won that trophy without Messi.
And Eto'o.
Yes, so it'll be an interesting one to see if this time he can do it. Robert Lewandowski scored 2 goals over the weekend, and he broke the record in the German Bundesliga for the most goals within 1 year. 44 goals within 1 calendar year from January 1 to December, because now they've closed off for the Bundesliga. Next fixtures will be first week of January. Is he the best player in the world?
He is. He should have actually won the Ballon d'Or. And he's broken Gerd Muller's record.
Yes.
Which stood at 43 before he beat it. He is the best player. You gave it to Messi, yes, because you love Messi. But for me, that guy should have gotten it. Salah.
One
Salah. Of the two, yeah.
Danny, is it Salah or Lewandowski the best in the world?
He has broken all the records, Pius. What more can you ask from him?
Okay. All right. So, in the Italian league, we've got games tonight: Sassuolo versus Bologna, Venezia versus Lazio, Verona versus Fiorentina, Inter versus Torino, Roma versus Sampdoria, Empoli versus AC Milan, Napoli versus Spezia. Juve won. Juve won yesterday, and they climbed into number 5. They are still 4 points off top 4. Are they contenders for top 4? I mean, the top 4 is held. Inter is back on top with 46 points. I don't know what happened to Napoli, who started the league with scintillating form, let me say. They had 8 in 8, their first 8, but now they are 7 points behind Inter.
Buffalo wa Zambia.
Buffalo wa Zambia. I mean, though with a game in hand, but still 7 points, because we can't count a game in hand is not points. Mm-hmm. And then AC Milan also with 39 points in number 3. Atalanta number 4 with 38 points. Juve 34 points. Going into the second half of the season, should we count Juve as contenders for top 4?
Definitely. Those 4 points that are separating them from the top, they are very easy to manage. And they'll certainly get there. They might actually go on top.
What's your analysis of the Italian league, Danny? Do you see Juve creeping in? And are these the top 4, you would say, which will probably end the season from these top 5?
Most likely, Pius. And it's not as competitive as it used to be some time back. But odd teams with rich history, they tend to always get in the top 4 and be able to represent in the Champions League.
All right. As far as rumors go, let me see some of the. There's plenty of rumors coming into the next into January. We'll see how many transfers actually take place. Newcastle, we'll see now if they'll put the money where their mouth is. They've got money, but attracting players is another thing, I was telling Danny today, I still feel they should have gone for a top-class coach, so that top-class coach can attract players. Because they've gone with Steve Howe, and if you've got Steve Howe, how do you attract Milinkovic-Savic, for example? How do you attract Ferran Torres? Some of these players which are unsettled in other teams, Coutinho from Barcelona, how do you bring him to Newcastle? because you say it, okay, there's Coach Kufa this side, and this side there's Tenant Chirumba. I will say, me, I want to go and play under Tenant because I don't know what Kufa can do. You see,
You're right.
Exactly.
So you have to look at the brand that you have in the team. It also helps.
Yeah.
So the coach is one of the brands that he has to be looked at.
So in the race to sign Erling Haaland, Liverpool are there. Also in the race, they are looking at probably trying to pay for that release clause. Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid are also keeping track on Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman. Manchester United interim boss Ralf Rangnick has spoken to Haaland's father as well, Alf Inge Haaland, on the possibility of signing the forward. Then Manchester United and France forward Anthony Martial he wants to join Sevilla on loan. Then Chelsea captain Cesar Azpilicueta wants to stay at the club despite Barcelona showing interest in the defender when his contract expires in the summer. Manchester United have also contacted River Plate Argentine Julian Alvarez. He's rated somewhere around 17 million pounds. And Tottenham and Roma are vying for the signature of Hoffenheim and Germany midfielder Florian Grillitsch, if I've pronounced it correctly. Okay. To end, Kufa, Pogba, do you want him to stay at Man U or he should go on a free?
It's very difficult to let Pogba go. But if we have a backup plan, we can let him go. But as things stand, he's still needed in that team.
He's still needed. Danny, Real Madrid, do they still do you still need Mbappe?
Definitely, Pius. We need Mbappe. We need a backup plan because if you look at the way Real Madrid are playing this season, we have been relying so much on Benzema and Vinicius. Vinicius is yet to get the exposure and the experience that Benzema has. So it definitely needs someone who's exposed but a bit younger so that we can continue the momentum.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you for coming.
You're welcome,
It's been
Pius.
good to have you with me in the studio.
It's always
It's always nice.
Exactly.
Papas, before we leave, just a quick message to our dear listeners out there. We're in the festive period. Let's take care of ourselves, Bane. Christmas terero yaisa, te mailo ilepo. There's also the day after Christmas. Drink responsibly, and if you are very drunk, please take a taxi. We need you alive.
We wish you Merry Christmas.
Danny, I thought you were also going to talk about COVID.
Definitely living in COVID is here. So we need to continue following the measures. And
5 golden rules.
Absolutely.
Actually, it's 6 golden rules now. The 6th one is the vaccination. Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I did my vaccination.
You did
Just
yours?
have to do
Long time
that.
ago.
Okay.
Hey, this COVID is bad. It hammered me bad. June, July was a bad one. Yeah.
We need a testimony. Not today.
It was bad.
Not today, not now.
I got it on the 5th, probably. 6th, that's the day I think TB Joshua died. I don't know. I don't know what he died for. But that same week, we had Dr. Kaunda gone. We had the Chief Justice then gone. A few other notables. Another week, we had the Sakala brothers guy. So it was so bad. So this COVID, Vane, let's take care of ourselves. Let's get the vaccines. Don't be deceived by this myth that is there. We are, if the vaccine has come, you have a headache, you need a painkiller. Get a painkiller. Why do you want to say a painkiller time portion therefore and then full kilefi? Do the right thing.
All right. Thank you for coming, gentlemen. We have to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bola.
Nizigodi.
Bola.
Ibaba.